Okay, so we are up to session number 133. Though I did may have read out the wrong session number last week. And it is Phase 3, Season 2, Episode 26. They're still on the 25th day of the 7th month of the year 1011, and have roughly 4 more sessions until their level.
When we get to do all this fun discussion again.
The 4 sessions will finish the dark and home.
4 sessions before you actually get to the winter overtaking everything in the Northern Hemisphere.
So it'll be summer for us, but we really should go do the whole master thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I believe
the date again, sorry?
It is the 25th of the 7th month of the year 1011.
Awesome, thank you.
Online today we have Jeremy.
Good evening all. Nearly due to the details. Native who has gone to these humble peasant beginnings to a humble position as an advisor to teams and others who all need to listen to his sage advice.
I am sure he will give them all the information they need not to kill themselves, unless of course that is the reason they kill themselves.
The point is that if they listen to him, obviously they won't do the wrong thing. The definition of right and wrong was the interpreted in different ways, but
completely biased. I'm sure the right thing, according to Dimitri, is put Dimitri first. Dimitri is always right.
Wasn't Dimitri an emperor at some point?
He was.
Yeah.
So why is he... I'm surprised it's not in his intro.
Well, he got better.
Was that in the dark and the underneath?
In the Hollow World, yeah. They resurrected the previous emperor and gave the title back. I think it was also by party unanimous vote.
Yes.
Though I'm sure some members were saying, can't he stay emperor and stay here?
That's right. That is.
Dimitri's not that sort of person. He just sounds like that. Humble soul, but dream of trying to take the forethought like that.
Which then brings us to Sean.
Yes, I am playing Cetus, the Fishman Barbarian. There's a Water Ganassi, and the most recent addition to the party.
Next up we have is Martin.
I'm playing Tyrellin Silverleaf. I'm a Path of the Kenzai monk. And that's about it, really.
And then we have AJ.
So I'm playing a human bard named Makeda Aiden, or Merc for short. He is a merchant by trade. He's very money or gold orientated, but he is here in the party to save his lands where his children are.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
A nice guy.
And then we have Hilderin.
But you would put money ahead of family.
Yes.
I'm sure the family all has a cost associated with it.
Money can be sold. Family can be sold.
There's an amount that you're willing to.
Everything is a price. Everything is a price.
Hi, I'm playing Hildren, the Genasi Ranger Cleric, who is increasingly frustrated at the moment and just waiting for everything to all go wrong so they can go back to the keep and people will actually listen to her again.
Okay, so I can actually bring up the map of where we were last.
There is maps in the notes if you want to pull it up.
So, is it on G Drive or?
The notes that I did,
Yeah.
I sent it through Facebook. I sent you a link through both Discord and Facebook.
There we go.
Yeah.
I got it because I started online. Oh, I also brought in the nice.
Okay, so that is the map of where you were last session. Showing that you had gone down to a room with a statue with some stairs down. Did someone drop something down the stairs?
No.
So,
we did.
I kept saying we are not going
That's a
downstairs.
very suspicious thing to ask.
Well, just because I'm used to characters who will quite obviously do the, hey, what does this do?
Well, we'd already had Merc put his hand into an obvious trap to try and get a pouch of coins.
Yeah, he did that.
Well,
Did I
did
heal
they
you
walk
from
down
that?
the stairs?
I don't think I have healed you yet.
From a player perspective, when Martin told him to roll it was a basic intelligence test, he got 11 downgraded. And Martin said, yep, there's stairs going down.
Well, hey, you got the obvious answer.
Well, it's not.
I could have said no, you think the stairs are actually going up, but...
And we were debating whether to have a short rest, a long rest, or just go home.
I think we
No, we're just continuing on. Because I was going to try and...
Well, there's a
We've still
Door.
got 4 hours.
There was a door to the north, I believe.
We've still got, that went to,
downstairs.
we'd we've cleared this area unless, oh no, there's a door on the west. On the east.
Okay, the door to the north went to a tunnel.
yeah.
That is correct.
Unstable.
But yeah, we had 4 hours left of adventuring time before we got exhausted.
Let's push on.
We don't have to go back to the barracks where we've got the barricade set up, so...
We don't need a barricade, it's got a bar on it. I have a security gremlin, I can just throw it out and let it patrol the room while we sleep.
I could also stand 5 foot away from the door and cast Tiny Hut.
And now we should probably ask, who wants to do the recap of last session so you have some idea of where you left?
How biased do you want it to be?
As completely biased as the person reading it.
So Dimitri or me?
Obviously, it was revised if Dimitri said it.
Sure. Okay, I'm doing it. So we started out in the room with the mural, with the destroyed mural, and then we listened at the door out, away from the door out of the out of Rapanathak, and we all got a vocal voice, not an in the brain voice, of "Welcome, my future minion." So we're all getting talked at by that pig.
Oh, I can say that during your intro, Orcus doesn't count.
Okay. I'm just getting in practice of that pig.
He gets backstage because they're talking about last week's session, so they get added to what you said you speak to last time.
Yeah, no, I can't say it again today. So we went through the door, which had an unfortunate squeal. There were tapestries on the wall. The main one that seemed important, as the others were all faded, had an image of a battle with human archers versus ogres led by 3 robed figures with skull helmets and maces, so obviously that pig's forces. Dimitri went to try and investigate it, and then his foot went through the floor, so we figured out there was an illusion, which led to us looking through the illusion on the floor, finding a skeleton, some black arrows, and a backpack. Cetus went under the illusion to get stuff, picked up a black arrow, which then pierced his hand to stay there, grabbed some extremely fashionable boots, which he has claimed, picked up the backpack, and then couldn't get out because he kept failing wisdom saves, so he believed the floor was there. We managed to get Cetus out. Found that the backpack had the emblem of Castle Kalian, which is the keep that we have taken. It also had your standard sort of dungeoneer's backpack stuff, iron spikes, hooded lantern, rope, and 200 gold pieces in a belt pouch, which has been added to the party funds. The party funds, I think, are around 2,236 or something like that. Dimitri identified the arrow that had pierced Cetus's hand as a blackwood arrow. It grows into flesh to stop the healing. It's often used against trolls. The only way we could get rid of it, is by burning it, which made Hildren very sad. So she then asked Dimitri to get some of the, at least one, get the arrows from under the floor because anti-troll arrows are good. He did it very masterfully, I will admit, with arcane hand and backpack. We then checked the south door. There was a secret door with two mechanisms, one hidden, one not hidden. The not hidden was actually a blade, and the hidden one was behind what looked like a wall. Dimitri saved the day, apparently, by figuring it out and opening the door properly. We got a voice, give it time, minion. We all went through the door and the door closed. So there wasn't a mechanism or anything on this side, so I put some Explorer's Chalk on there, which allows me to feel where it is for 24 hours. So in the next 24 hours I can get us back here. We then found another room which had 10 beds with no mattresses and 10 footlockers, when the best thing in the footlocker was a rat skeleton. It also had a barred door, so we figure we can use that place as a base if we need a long rest down in Rapanathak for a bit. We also know that Merc has tiny huts, so we could set that up and, make that area secure. We kept going down the corridor, found a room with two green flame braziers, had some interesting interactions with what we now know were elemental snakes, fire snakes. We didn't kill them, which will make Calcrix happy, especially if somehow she gets one of them, as Cetus grew in size and then flipped the braziers over. We then went through another secret door, which led into a small room with another door. I'm assuming you don't want a blow-by-blow of the battle. Merc had a conversation with the pig. When we went into the other room, there were two doors, one on the north, one on the east, and a stairway down, as well as a statue on a plinth that was a skeleton with two hands on wolves, which is probably mocking Zurchev in some way. Merc investigated, found out the plinth was hollow. We put dancing lights inside. Didn't really help. We put my wolf pendant inside, which still has light on it. Saw another skeleton with some chainmail and a money pouch. I don't think there was anything else. Oh, and some weapons. So, seeing the money pouch, Merc decided he wanted the money pouch, put his hand in, got attached by a leech that was described as squishy, I think it was. Hildren at that point, becoming vastly exasperated with everything, cast Sacred Flame on it. It definitely failed the dexterity check and killed the leech, but also damaged Merc. So she feels a bit bad about that because Merc's on her side at the moment and listening to her, so she'll probably heal him later. And then we were discussing what we were going to do next.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so with that recap, what would the party like to do?
East door.
Let's go and have a look.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so who's going to the door and opening
I'll
it?
go and I'll use my thieves' tools to check it, make sure it's not trapped,
Okay,
and
give me an investigation check.
Hildren is, of course, standing towards the back and letting them all meet shields.
That's
20.
20.
Nice.
Okay, having a good look at the door, it does not seem to have any traps on it, nor does it have a lock.
okay.
Does it have a handle?
It does.
I'll turn the handle.
Okay, you hear a grinding noise as you turn the handle.
Grind it. slowly.
Okay, so you slow the grinding down so it's painfully squeak as it slowly squeaks around.
Okay. Alright. So there's no trap or anything?
Nothing that's hit you so far.
I'm standing back by the statue.
Yeah, I'll stand back as well.
Yeah.
Brian, you worries.
It may
stand by the
never,
statue.
we may never have been here, or adventurers may have never made it past here.
They may never have. So do you pull it open?
Dimitri has both in Joel and he's standing nearby behind it.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll open it.
Okay. As you pull the door open, you realise there was no latch either. So the fact that you turned the handle meant that it really was one of those things where it was screwed in and you were twisting the handle.
Right. Okay.
But hey, you felt really good about turning the handle. Most people couldn't.
Okay.
Go muscles.
And as you look into that room beyond, you see it opens up into a passageway. As I get my draw tools out to allow me to do stuff, happens on this one. There we go, that's the right one.
Yeah, Hildred's standing by the statue not because she doesn't trust Trellin in the investigation, just because that's where the mood she's in at the moment.
Well, I don't have investigation as a proficiency, but
Dimitri has
You
but I
still
do have a +4 in intelligence. Yeah. So 24.
Okay, let's see if I can get that to appear up here now. Well, it'll always be fun when you're waiting for things to get there.
It's there now.
Yeah. Come on, stupid thing, give me that one. Okay, I can go over there this time. Okay. So you can see that corridor there that seems to go north and south. What would you like to do? All I'm doing is basically giving a map marker so we can know exactly where we are if we come back to it.
So where?
He's telling you about it?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. My 2 swords.
Okay, so...
But my armoured movement speed is 55 feet, so I can
You can move quite the distance.
backwards.
Presumably you're not going to on the party right now.
But with the cloak of displacement, I feel
I'll catch up with Dimitri as we're entering.
Okay, so, where would you like to go in that room?
what's that thing?
That's just the room number.
Oh, okay, all right.
Is there anything in that area?
That depends, because basically if you're just going to stand on the edge and stare...
Well,
Or
I've got
actually
dark
explore.
vision out to 120 feet,
Mhm.
so
We also have my light pendant.
yeah.
So we've got light.
So essentially, we moved into, or got moved into a large open chamber, is that
It is a large open chamber.
Which faces north, south, and east and west, is that right?
That is correct.
I mean, I don't think there's a way I can make it a perception check, so I will do an investigation check.
Okay.
So there's nothing marked on the wall, so maybe different marked on the hallway?
No, they all look identical. I'm sure it's designed to make it easy to find.
The ministry will move towards the
17.
wall to the left, so that's the way by.
Okay, so Demetrius going to the northern door. What about everyone else?
Yeah, I think I'll follow.
Yeah, I'll agree.
We don't want to wait for my result.
No, they're walking while you're investigating.
Okay, well, what was your result?
I was going to ask what Cletus was doing. Considering we just pointed out that
someone
someone.
farm. That's probably what Cletus is doing. I see this will stay back with Hildren.
The ministry is barely leaving room, they wouldn't be doing it.
Not running ahead at all.
Okay, with your investigation, the others can now see that there is a door to the north and south. And Hildren can tell that there are footprints leading south.
Can I know
Looks like
anything?
it comes along from the far corridor, coming from the east and going around the corner south.
Can I tell anything about the footprints?
Looks like one set, maybe size 9.
Did it, like,
Yep.
is it 2 feet?
What was that, Jeremy?
I was going to say, based on the fact that we've already found a number of similar doors through this place, the ministry can basically say, and it's heading towards the door, we'll probably say against the wall, let's be doing the cricket cap of the center with the executive floor and everyday park. Obviously, not really that far, but
Okay.
Guys, there's tracks from the east corridor to the south corridor. Might I advise that we possibly check that out before we get ambushed by something?
They look fresh, the tracks.
Fresh enough.
Yeah.
They're visible in the dirt, which means that obviously it's probably within the last month.
They're medium-sized humanoid. 2 feet.
So do we want to go the direction they've come from or the direction they're going?
Depends on what we want to do. I would say if we want to check out where they came from, then what we're doing is investigating to see what's behind them. If we want to eliminate a possible threat first, we go where they're going and take out wherever they are, or check out wherever they are to stop a possible threat. Where we are, I would possibly suggest going by threat, but I will yield to the wisdom of our wonderful wizard.
Of us?
Can we rename his stronghold Oz?
the ministry will, they say, he was heading towards the northern door, up the corridor, which we could. He's happy to wait a bit if you investigate the southern door, follow the footprints, and the
So consensus? Southern door?
Yes.
Yeah.
okay. The ministry's going to wait in the corridor to come in, but go investigate the southern corridor and
Okay, so while Dimitri's staying at the back, what is Cetus doing?
He'll go to the south door.
Okay, what is Trellin and Merc doing?
I'll stick with the group.
Which group? You've already sort of split the party.
Group going south.
We're going south.
Okay. So I'm going to get Trellin and AJ to both roll dexterity saving throws.
Oh no.
I've got a ring of evasion,
Mm-hmm.
and that guarantees me. So when you fail a dexterity saving throw, I'll
21.
I'll I've got another 20.
So this ring that gives you all these bonuses, what do you really need that for?
No, I was put it back.
Okay, so
It looks pretty on his finger.
as you're strolling along, AJ seems to be in front, and he starts to slide into the floor.
Fun.
And in a moment, he's gone from sight.
Can I reach down and grab you? Or
You can give it a red hot crack.
can
So
I?
Trellin saved. You didn't?
Yes. Can I?
The floor
So-
is apparently another illusion of some sort.
Can I? Well, because I can plant my feet on the wall and reach down.
Mm-hmm.
Can I pull you up?
As you reach where he started to go down, you can feel a whetstone.
Where's the illusion?
So what do I see?
Okay, so see where that 23 is?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much in a circle about with a, say about 10 feet diameter around the center spot. 10 foot radius around the center spot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, probably 5 foot diameter. Probably better if I
So
actually stick
radius of the
a...
hole.
Can you breathe?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would have a lung full there at the moment.
So, let me see if that actually pops up.
It's a wet stone, so I might have gone into water.
So, as everyone was saying, I was sticking to the wall up until that point. So the outer sections of that are slopes into the center square, which is a drop.
Yeah. And what do I see at the moment?
Currently, do you have a light source?
I have a.
Light source.
I can have, but first off, am I in water or anything like that?
No, you'll hit something solid with a swack, taking 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
6 points. Okay. I will.
Is anyone going to say
dark.
anything? Because
I
at the
have
moment I'm
dark
studying the southern corridor.
But I will. I'll cast dancing lights.
Well, I'll summon you back. But be careful of the center square.
So Cetus currently has...
I disagreed with him. I think it was only a southern Victor's the one that needs
Wasn't it Merc, not Cetus?
Yes, mate.
It's Merc, not Cetus this time.
Got it. Exactly what about southern hills with that.
No,
Yeah.
So Merc should be on
Back.
33 damage at this stage,
Cool.
because he's had damage left over from last
Yeah,
session.
remind me, I'll heal you in a minute.
And Cetus should have 25 points of damage held over from last session.
If Trellin calls out for my attention and we notice...
You
that
turn
there's-
around and you seem to be one person less.
Dimitri, do you want to do the robe of eyes thing again?
And yes, you do light up the spot around you with your thing, but you can't make the balls go out of the illusion above you.
Okay. What do I see around me?
Around you, you do see something interesting. Your life flashing before your eyes.
It's not that interesting.
It's a mimic. You see a tongue and a lot of slower.
It's what's fine.
Can be a good time for a bard.
Okay, as you light up the space beside you, you see there's an alcove with a ladder going downwards.
Yeah, okay. That does not sound like a good idea.
Well, not when you're alone, at the very least.
And what do I see above me?
Above you, solid stone.
Solid stone. Can I...
So I can reach down, but I can't pull him up.
Well, basically, you're not standing over the pit, you're standing over the slope.
Because it's
Right.
like that. So there's
Okay,
5 feet of
yes.
slope and then a down.
Alright.
Which is why I'm suggesting that Dimitri do his robe of eyes trick to figure out what it is.
Oh. Yeah. With English, work out, doing it.
We We don't even know what's down there. Why throw a rope when it could be like a 100-foot drop?
He didn't say he was going to hold on to one end of the rope.
True.
I'll yell out to the party. I'm down here.
Can we hear?
Nope.
Jeez.
That happened with Cetus.
Where did the mercenary go?
He's gone invisible.
Ah, magic.
Having noticed Merc stuck down or do the illusion of downstairs behind the telescope type stuff. And we'll step forward, notice that Scolan's apparently on the edge of this effect.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll find determine exactly what the effect is. Again, facing a foot first of all, the ground's present or not present, and find the edge and wherever we are.
Okay, so as you look in there, there is a 90-degree slope just from the edge of that red space into the center area, and then it seems to drop, and there's a lot of bright light in there.
Maybe.
Do you have your light globes in any particular color?
One clear, one red, one blue.
Okay, so you can see 3 colors, and apparently Merc can't count and didn't get the 4th globe to appear properly, and it's just flashing between all 3 colors. Because it doesn't know which color to go.
Right.
So it's okay, emergency services have already arrived, you start.
Can you breathe?
We don't know.
I think I can. We had a quick chat on that before. Nothing was raised about not breathing. So I'll just sit tight for a bit.
Well,
Noting that the government came through the illusion last time, to make sure that
well, it was a dexterity save.
Hildren's gonna walk forward and take a slide.
Okay.
Jeez.
Yes, you intentionally slide down, so roll a d6.
I can't use my self-bending.
Not first.
Okay. No, let's roll this one because it always rolls low. 2.
Okay, so what's your constitution modifier?
6.
Okay, so you do 8 points of damage as you land on Merc.
Do I get damage?
Yes.
You take the damage.
Ah, right.
Sorry, I land on you. Okay.
Because there's only enough space for one person to stand properly.
That looks fun. See this will follow.
Okay. Good, see this roll a d6.
2.
And what is your constitution modifier?
6.
Okay, so both Hildebrand and AJ take 6 points of damage.
Jesus.
And now there were 2.
Can we see Cetus's head through the stacks of bodies?
No, it's far enough of a drop. It's a 10-foot drop once you get to the actual fall.
So I'm like 7 feet. He's like 8 feet.
I think another sheet is just sticking out the top.
Yes, but at a 5-foot speed, you can actually squeeze everyone into that one. Just so it'll be like a one of those pretzels, sort of like squeezing.
I will say to Merc, so, what do you see?
Dimitri looking down through the illusion will go, a rope would have been easier than a human ladder.
And luckily for you, none of you can hear that.
There's just salt water dripping on you from Cetus.
Just me.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you see?
I see 3 people in the space. It's way too small for 3 people. But
I had a plan!
I like you, but I don't like you that much.
I had a plan, but then Cetus dropped on me.
And I tell them that there's this ladder and anything else I see in the small room.
Hard to see anything further at this stage because there's lots of feet and people.
Where's the ladder going?
Back up
Down.
the hole.
We don't want to go down.
Going down.
No going down.
A bit late for that.
If I levitate him,
Mm-hmm.
will it levitate all of us?
No.
Can we just huddle together?
Since
You
he's
could-
just
And I
clocking
can only
now.
do it on
Would you
myself.
like to try to climb out?
Sure. Assuming since it's wet, I probably can't just use my climbing speed.
You realise the walls are greased.
This is fun.
I have rope. I don't know if I have a grapple. 1 second.
I'd just like to try to climb
Tentacles. Tentacles. How long are your tentacles?
out. Well, about 5 foot. That's the reach he has on him, I think. And I think the tentacles have 10 feet reach. I have to check that.
So on the
The
top of
big
the
dimensions
stone,
control it. It probably don't need a rope. Basically, one actually human ladder.
But you could probably do the jump on each other's shoulders trick.
The tentacles have a reach of 20 feet.
Jeez.
my lord.
You can poke well.
And you're a berserker. So you could, if you can remember that it's an illusion, you could put your tentacles out, we could hang on to your feet, and you could pull us up.
Could I do that?
Sure, you reach up and unfortunately you can't go through the stone ceiling.
Can we do a wisdom check?
You can if you wish to.
Cetus.
I think this one is one way.
Cetus. Try and remember it's an illusion.
I did do that. It's not working. I realize this is what I said last time.
Do you want to roll a dice?
I rolled a 4 and there's no point looking at my wisdom, it's not enough.
Okay, can I get out one of my useless arrows and throw it up at the ceiling?
Yep. It bounces off and drops down. Unfortunately, there's only so many people below it, so I will see if it actually falls on someone.
I mean, it's got no actual...
Okay, so the first one down takes 1 point of damage as an arrow just drops into your skin.
Okay. I'm gonna reach down and cast Cure Wounds on Merc.
Can I? What if I cast the spell magic?
What if the floor's an illusion?
Well, that would be very bad.
What if I'm an illusion?
You're having so much fun with this character.
The problem is that he's the wisest and most intelligent barbarian I've ever played, so I can't just play him as the dumb guy.
You get 11 hit points back.
Huzzah, thank you.
So that means now you're on 37 damage. Apparently you've been taking a beating from your party.
Again, I feel like we've done more damage to each other than we've taken.
Oh, we have. And in fact, a lot of it's come from me.
Can I attempt to cast the spell magic on the roof?
Yes. You can always attempt.
Well,
Can you
let's...
see?
Okay, how about we try it this way? Before we use a spell, Cetus, I am going to climb up and try to put my hand through the roof.
Okay.
Do you want a dex check or an acrobatics or something? Athletics?
Oh, well, he's got plenty of people to stick feet into and stand on, so no problem with getting up to the roof.
So I climb up Cetus and I try to put my hand through the illusion.
What illusion is it?
Can I do a wisdom check?
You could, but wisdom's not actually how you see through illusions.
That's what we did last time.
It's the wisdom check was the trying to just force your way out. It's actually the way to be able to see through illusions is always investigation.
Can I just
If
try and
you
force
can
my hand through?
momentarily, you can. That's a wisdom check.
I am going to try and force my hand through.
But it doesn't break the illusion.
I'll try investigation if this doesn't work. Wisdom check. I think I got 1.
Yep.
Dimitri got 30 on investigation. He's basically sitting at the top, he's in parallaxes, so he's up with
23.
And he can some head brain watching the show.
And what was your wisdom?
My wisdom is 7. I rolled a 16.
16. I meant what was your saving throw? So you're at 16?
Rolled a 16 plus 7.
Okay. So 23.
Yep.
Okay. On a 23, you don't seem to be able to figure out how to get through it. And what did Dimitri get on his investigation?
30.
Okay, Dimitri can now see through it as if it's insubstantial, and you can see Hilderon doing the mime impression on the roof. Quite successfully too, because you can actually see her hand pressing against the actual nothingness.
Can he hear the conversation?
They now sound muted to you, as if they're underwater.
Okay. Dimitri will look across the trail and say, yeah, get the rope ready, but how you can't put it over.
Well, can we set up a pulley system or something? I mean, I could smash it, but
Okay.
I don't know what that would do to the...
There's nothing there to smash.
Can I do an investigation check then?
You can do an investigation check.
High roller.
Yeah, it's not one of my good skills. That's why I tried to do the wisdom check first, yet no. 7.
Yep, this is a wall. It feels like a wall. It's definitely a wall. Maybe the illusion on the edges, not in the center.
So it's definitely not a wall, but it's a roof.
Well, you do know you slid down the sides, so...
Can I do a wisdom check? Oh no, guidance is... Nope, I don't have it. Correct.
Is the illusion a wasteful spell of that one?
You believe it is, yes.
You ready to try dispel magic?
Give me one more try at something.
Okay, the magic happy to have fun, and then you can dispel it later.
Okay, can I try a wisdom check again giving myself guidance?
You can.
This time, to make it logical, trying to reach on the other... I'm stubborn, okay? Yeah, no. You guys don't like me today. 16.
You believe it's a one-way trap, much like the secret door you went through.
So, guys, we're stuck.
I'll try dispel magic.
Okay. Let me just look up to make sure I get that correct for you.
Dice are on your side so far.
They don't like me today.
You little dice jail.
Okay, so...
But I got a 20, so 24.
Well, I got 23 earlier and it didn't do anything. It's got to be a DC of 30 or 25.
Yeah, but I rolled a 20.
You get to make
dex
an...
save.
so I'm assuming you're not upcasting.
No.
So that would be you're casting it at 3rd level.
Yes.
Then you get to make an ability check using your spellcasting ability modifier.
No idea what that is.
So it's just you add your charisma to it.
Charisma. I'm pretty good at charisma, so.
It's your main stat.
That's 16.
16, 23.
Okay, you see the space above you disappear, though you don't believe you've dispelled it for long.
Okay, I yell out, throw down a rope quickly, or use your tentacles, get us out of here.
I can't. There's a roof.
You're looking up, you can see out of it now.
Can see out of it.
There's
Still a roof.
Can I jump off Cetus's shoulder?
You can.
Do you want me to make a roll for it?
You have the extra jump distance. So you make it out of the pit.
I then grab one of my ropes and throw it down.
Just in case it applied to the full.
Assuming you hang on to one end, or is that
Yes.
an assumption?
I am hanging on to one end.
I've had many people say they toss the coiled rope to their partner.
I grab the other end
Yep.
and start climb out of the hole.
Okay, you only seem to be able to get partially up before you get into the greased area. No amount of traction helps you there.
Fair enough.
But I can.
I yell out, pull the rope up with me hanging on.
Okay.
Trellin, you're stronger than me.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
So he just starts pulling on the other end.
Yes, you're pulled out very quickly.
Yeah. Am I covered in grease?
Probably.
Like a human slug. I start cleaning myself off.
Right.
Don't wizards have something for that?
Yes, called servants.
See the sword climb out.
Okay, so you reach out with your tentacles and then manage to pull yourself out.
Yep.
You do notice you seem to one of your tentacles is a bit shorter.
Makes sense.
Does look like it's partly grown back since you gave up a portion of it.
Oh, no, you get an extra 8
For what?
hit points that I gave you back. I have +8 to healing.
I'm sure this
So that
doesn't
would
apply,
be
but I reduce
14.
4 damage by 40 feet worth of 4 damage.
Well, you took no
I didn't
damage
take
from
any,
falling.
so,
Yeah.
I reduced full damage, and apparently I still took it.
You took no damage.
You didn't
From
take any
falling.
4 damage,
Oh.
you took getting 4
You
damage.
Oh, I took damage from getting fallen on.
Yes.
Right, yep.
And unfortunately, your ability to slow fall doesn't help who you hit.
Yep. I thought I was going to be taking damage, though.
You slow fall and then perfectly land on their head.
Okay, so Merc said there was a ladder and a hatch.
Yep.
Have you chosen
We are not going down.
your background?
Yes, he
I
has.
have you.
Okay.
What, do you have something better?
Well, there's a one that's called noble, and you get 3 servants.
That would have been good. I'm Merchant Prince, but I do
Right.
have,
The Merchant Prince's Secret Craft. You've got
Oh,
Merchant.
Right.
yeah, but I
The
do have,
Guild Artisan, Guild Merchant.
Guild Merchant.
No, I
but
think you took
Unseen Servant,
Urbanite or something.
so I can...
I'd have to look it up.
So you can have a chat with unseen servant. Does that count? As far as
I mean, it's a ritual.
It is a ritual.
It's not worth it for some slime.
Takes an hour.
okay.
Well done.
Yo?
Before the spell magic wears off, you might want to mark the edge of the effect.
Are you going to get me back out?
No,
It says on the outside.
The opening's still there, like the spell magic's still effective right now, so if you do a quick walk around with your chalk, you can always just mark a couple of points.
So not down at the bottom. You want me to draw?
No,
Yep.
no.
I can draw around.
Mark.
As it lines.
With your explorer's chalk, so you can know exactly where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Does it
2
discount
charges.
the?
No.
It only has so many charges
So
per day.
many charges per day. I can recover charges after.
Okay, so yes, you have discovered the pit. Okay, so what would you like to do now?
I still think we should be heading to the south door.
Yeah.
Anyone want to follow those footprints?
I'll also stick to the middle of the group.
I'm sticking to the wall.
I'm sticking to the roof.
You want to stick to the roof?
And he's done it before.
I'm happy to...
Well,
Trellin, do you want to check for traps or what?
yeah, I'll check for traps.
He doesn't even use the tentacles to do that, he just can stick to roofs.
You sure you don't want to dock off it?
No. Because that's probably going to make me expend my technique points to constantly do it.
No, I just... Like, even if you're walking and you have the tentacles up, I'm imagining you dock-ocking it. For flavour. Where Doc Ock, like, puts his tentacles through the ceiling and...
Well, that's tough, I think it's if they stick to the they're all cuckers on the...
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking, is the suckers, but it looks like Doc Ock hanging from the ceiling.
I was more thinking he just had like the like shark like his suction cup mouth. Just says like those on his hands.
That could work. But you have tentacles out, why not?
You know, for like the next minute.
Okay,
That's
so
nice, though.
investigating the door to the south.
Yes.
Investigation roll.
Tentacles only last 6 seconds.
10.
I'm being passively
You can
perceptive
really
alert.
hear the party behind you breathing heavily. It's that deep breathing and the sound of suction cups pulling off stone.
I'm
The squelching of the fashionable shoes.
And just drip. Drip.
I'm being my usual passive perception alertness.
Yes. You're also hearing all that too.
Yeah, I do. And I've got that pig talking in my ear too.
And Trellin apparently looks a little annoyed at the moment because he's so overwhelmed by the noises behind him he has no idea if there's a noise in the room he's listening at.
Let's just open the door.
Okay.
And the time.
It appears to be locked.
I mean, I can knock it down, but is there any other... So I've got thieves' tools.
Mhm.
I can use them.
You have a look, there is no keyhole anywhere.
Okay.
Or mechanism you can see.
A crowbar.
Does the
I've got a
door
crowbar.
open
I think
towards
all of us
us or
have
away from
pro-
It opens away from you.
That was your old character.
Yeah. I mean, this one can also partially do it.
us? If
Yes.
there's no mechanism and the door won't push easily, maybe it's a bit slowly or a bit stuck in the doorway.
Go on, kick it.
I'll just kick it.
Okay. Give me an athletics check.
20 again.
Natural 20.
Yes.
You're on a roll today.
I've got 3 20s and 4.
Are you sure you don't have what one of my other players had? He had a set of dice with 4 20s on it. He didn't realise that until they'd been playing for a little while.
It's pretty legit.
Okay, so there is a loud crashing sound as the foot goes literally through the door, smashing the core of the door out, leaving the door frame intact.
Can I...
You are strong!
Well, can I...
And you can literally walk through the hole you made in the door.
Oh, okay, good.
And you can see that there are pins all along the bottom of the door on the other side.
Ah. Is this another adventuring party?
Okay.
I only saw one set of footprints.
Chances are the rest of them died to traps.
We have seen what? A halfling skeleton
We've seen.
and an
two
elven
bodies.
skeleton.
Yeah. Do you know how many were in previous group? At least this.
Lots of groups have come down.
Yeah. Well, those two were from the.
Well, we're assuming they're
sorted at the
from.
fort.
We're assuming they're from centuries ago.
But they were in the group from the previous owner. That wasn't the gnolls and goblins of Keep Base.
Yeah. So again, fairly good assumption that I don't think this guy, this person that this thing that we're following is from the same group.
Okay. As you look inside, as the dust starts to settle, you can see the floor covered in human and goblin bones, and in the far corner, a human crouched, holding his shield over his head, and rocking and saying, "I'm invisible, I'm invisible, I'm invisible."
You're visible.
And how do you not invisible?
Could you use your charisma to convince him That's simple.
We can give it a red hot crack. What do we see in the room though?
Lots of bones.
A lot of bones.
Human bones, goblin bones, and a guy in the corner.
What made all those bones though?
Probably him.
Good chance.
You can call for him. You don't have to get close to him.
Can we attempt to call him over?
You can. And give me a persuasion roll. Of course, this is what you were
Skill I
excited
don't have. I don't think he's getting close to having it.
That's a 20.
Woohoo!
Natural 20 or total of 20?
Natural 20.
Okay.
And his persuasion charisma.
Yeah.
So 27.
+4 for your proficiency.
Proficiency, yeah, so 31.
Nice.
Upgraded.
Is that what upgraded and downgraded means? Sweet.
It's a Pathfinderism which works well in most games.
I just didn't know what it meant.
Yeah, basically, and of course, particularly something that we want for Sidecar with that 1920 or 1920 critical, you could say total but upgraded because the 19 could equivalent to 20s.
Excellent.
Okay, so what are you? How are you trying to convince them to come over you? Because however you do it, it's going to be successful.
Just call out to him. Say, come here, friend, I need to talk to you.
Okay, so he lifts his shield up with bloodshot eyes, looking at you, friend,
That's right.
and he comes running towards you.
Does he have a weapon or just the shield?
He does have a shield. He is dragging behind a belt with a weapon in it.
Okay. And what's the weapon?
It is a longbow.
Alright. So he's not going to whip that out and use that in a quick time.
And he throws himself on you in a big hug.
Oh, I give the poor guy a hug.
There.
Settle him down, try to quieten him, and then ask him what happened.
And he blubbers all over you. Apparently he's saying something, but it's mixed in with crying.
Okay.
Some hysterical cackling.
Is he injured at all?
Yes.
Okay. Bleeding or just?
Looks like he's mentally destroyed.
Okay.
That's still an injury.
It absolutely is. Absolutely.
Does it?
Madness needed greater restoration.
Uh,
I don't have
Oh,
greater
possibly.
restoration.
Possibly some good rest that might just be right.
It could just be strife and exhaustion.
I'm just trying to think of what.
I'm not high enough level to have greater restoration. This is why I'm currently trying to decide when we level up whether to go cleric or ranger.
So I talked to the rest of the group. I said, hey, this guy is not in a good way. I don't think we're going to get anything out of him. We either have to leave him and continue down the dungeon, or alternatively try to put him in a place of rest. And so
what's his feeling about that?
How did he react to him saying leave him?
He's clinging tightly to Merc.
I got a buddy.
So next week I do a certain room, say walking there, and if there's any people Depends how happily if this guy get lost in here, but something's a good walk.
Okay, so besides the guy currently hysterically sobbing, there's at least 5 sets of adventuring gear. So you got 5 backpacks, 20 iron spikes, 4 spears, another longbow, 3 lanterns, 2 suits of leather armor, 1 suit of chainmail, a wizard's robe, a holy symbol, and a crowbar.
Is anyone looking for a crowbar? Because I think 3 of us all have them, and maybe everyone else does.
I don't have
Well, to make sure your hands on the equipment and protect against any of the tactical, it takes that by touch.
You were disappointed to find none of it is magical. And you had to touch it.
So somebody's come in here with absolutely no weapons or anything. Somebody's stupid. No magic whatsoever. Somebody's stupid.
Well, they've only reached the sort of the goblin stage.
Make a quick check. I think the spear is going to be more useful than the longbow.
There was a spear?
Which is longer, the spear or the longbow? The longbow unstruck.
I think in a dungeon, a spear might be probably.
Spear is longer than the longbow.
Yeah, okay. Dimitri's going to take one of the spears and effectively use it as a staff, and therefore we can actually be back in the ground in fight, but easier than deep wood.
So we...
Seeing what happened to one of you guys who stepped in the wrong spot.
How full is your bag of holding?
More important than 10 foot pole.
I don't think it's that full.
Okay, so Merc does get from him eventually. His name is Galva.
Delva?
So I tell the rest of the team that his name's Galva.
Delva or Galva?
Gelver.
His occupation is Delver.
I thought it was a humorous, you know. So do we want to pick up the leather armor chainmail? Can I have a look at the holy symbol?
Yes. You can see teeth marks on it.
Like one of those coins you get at Easter that have chocolate inside.
Would I know, like, is there any indication of what religion or anything it might be?
You believe it is a holy symbol of thought. So it will work with any god of thought. Because they do have generic holy symbols.
Does all the equipment look like the same sort of age?
Can I pick up the holy symbol?
All of it looks to be about maybe a month old.
Can I pick up the holy symbol of thought?
Sure, we
Okay.
couldn't have been down here for a month with no water or food.
What we do with 5 acne?
Unless they'll track and
If they're down here for, if this stuff, can we ask Galva if, can we ask your friend?
There are four
his friend stuff?
there are 4 other humanoid skeletons in there of humans.
So I again try to talk to Galva around.
Maybe he was a cannibal.
Were these people your party? Were you trapped here?
You were also my friend.
Okay, so that means he's been down here for at least a month,
With no food
which
or
means that the 10 days thing that we told about for the rumour isn't exactly true.
Unless time works differently.
water? Unless time works differently. Or he has some
What's the
sort of
room
other
number?
effect of going mad opposed to.
The room number is 25.
Cool.
Because he is humanoid, is he not?
He is human.
He's
He is
human.
human, yeah.
Okay, do we want the leather armour and stuff?
No.
Nope.
I wouldn't mind if there's a spare spear though, to use the staff and just poke in front of me as I walk in case I can put a trap.
Well, yeah, Dimitri's got one. We could use the longbow, unstrung longbow.
Yeah,
I've got to remember what it's
Staff, so it's,
Don't want to use the Redrian staff to...
well,
I know what the Redrian staff is and does. You don't want to use that.
how many spears were in the room?
There were 4.
4. I'll grab one.
How do they know the time limit's 10 days?
We had a rumour.
Yeah.
So, my theory, and I don't know if this is possibly a character theory, but as a player, my theory is that every day you're down here, you can't actually sleep, so you get a level of exhaustion and strife. So even if you sleep, you don't get rest. And most people, after 10 days, that's going to basically kill them.
Yeah.
Most people will kill them in less than that.
Yeah.
If Okay.
So that's my theory.
It's 7 days to the point where you roll to see how when you die.
So I'll give Galva some bit of water. And if I've got a bit of jerky or something on me. Something like that.
Can we ask him what was down the eastern corridor?
I've got 14 days of rations.
It's me. I have bulging pockets of rations.
He says goblins. There are goblins everywhere.
Okay.
That tracks. I asked him how he survived.
He not die.
Okay.
How long does he think he's been down here?
Today.
And why did the goblins not attack you?
They
Well,
came.
the door finds out that he either hit the door.
This is all
I
very
can't remember.
They tried, they weren't successful.
How do you
I shut
know?
door.
How do you know it's today?
He's not seen the sun rise or set.
You know, fair enough.
Says the berserker. Okay, so we could take him back to the barracks room and like try and get him to set up there. We could leave him here and hope that nothing happens to him. We could continue on. We could continue on with him, or we could take him back to the keep and see what information we can get out of him when we get him, repaired.
So what time do we think it is now? Because we've been in Benson for a while. Is it actually time to do the rest? Or
No,
no?
it was 4 hours when we were in the last room, so it's been less than 4.5.
Yep. I ask him if he knows the area, which way he come from. Does he have a map of the dungeon? Anything like that?
Yeah, he points at the robes. As in, he was the mapper.
Can I check that backpack next to that robe to see if there are maps?
Yes, you can see the ash from where he had obviously been burning something,
How unlucky.
including the guy's spellbook.
Is it a nice robe?
Except for the blood, the holes,
Yeah. Not even.
and that bad smell of dead people.
Can't even get a good blanket out of it.
Yeah. That all depends on if you don't mind those sort of scents. If you like the smell of the dead, then it's perfectly fine.
If I was a necromancer. Okay. And we've checked the other backpacks, haven't we?
They're just adventuring gear. So
Just adventuring gear.
we are picking up that. So we have now 12 iron spikes started
Yeah.
up.
that's
Well, there were
right.
20 in here.
20 with him.
And is there any other doors
So,
or anything
22.
in this room? Or is it...
No, it goes down to a point, and that is it.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so
Almost.
you've got.
And
So I've got.
Dimitri didn't find his secret door.
Almost
Dimitri did not
so-
find any secret doors.
He's gone up to the golden door to have a look.
Dimitri!
Does he remember about the pit trap?
Party inventory.
Yes.
I just thought I'd ask because, hey, Dimitri sometimes gets distracted.
Oh, okay, 22 irons.
It was marked on the floor. If you weren't alive, then it's been after this.
I go grumbling and look between these guys and where Dimitri's gone and gone.
It's not like Dimitri's going outside.
Trellin, can you go get Dimitri back?
I'd like to join him.
Okay. Cetus, go pick up Dimitri and bring him back.
And Trellin.
Cetus is just trying to get the rest of the door off. Just to make it wider.
It's jammed quite well.
Been
Cetus,
smashed in.
please.
Smashed in. So
He's fine, he's not that dumb.
Cetus.
Of what I know of him, he's not that dumb.
he's played for about 1,000 sessions. So
Yeah, that means nothing. Jeremy knows that what Dimitri is doing is a bad idea. Dimitri doesn't.
No, Dimitri is, like I said, Dimitri is specifically watching and staying inside the party, at least from his perspective.
Okay.
I see Dimitri
Well, you
randomly
can
disappear
give
from
the
the
question,
floor.
I think he's
Can't
gonna
wait
do
to try to grab him.
No, he walks around the floor.
Okay. So we need to make a decision quick because I think Dimitri will go wander off if we take too long. Apparently, he has the attention span of a 5-year-old kid.
Well, the north door might loop back around to the original corridor we saw coming in that we didn't investigate.
It might,
Yeah. Let's do it.
but
Might also connect up to
is
where we
the
got
aim
cut
to
off.
get out, or what are we doing with Gilva? Is the aim to get out? Is the aim to try and keep exploring? Are we going to try and rest here? Because I don't think we can rest.
So is Gelva in a position where he can come with the party, or is he too injured? Or
He just looks a little insane. As his official name is Galva the Lunatic.
What's with the skull? Okay.
That is a trap symbol for the moment.
Okay.
I was hoping to have an actual X, but there wasn't an X available.
That's okay. As long as I know it's an X, it's a trap and not, death was here.
Clearly, there's pirates.
Clearly.
Yeah.
And because I moved the map slightly to give us some extra space, all my symbols have all moved slightly.
I do wonder if Gelva's title, the Lunatic, was a title given to him before or after he entered the dungeon.
Maybe a result of going into the dungeon.
Maybe.
So it's a status.
My suggestion is if we are trying to make our way back, Northern Corridor.
Yes.
If we are keeping to explore and we want to know more about the area, we follow Gelva's tracks to see where he came from.
Right. Well, let's ask Gelva. Are they your tracks going east?
What's tracks?
Can I look at his feet?
He doesn't have any boots on.
They were in size 9 boots.
Hmm.
Size 9. That
Gelva,
is-
where are your boots?
He looks down. They were on my feet.
Do I see boots in the room?
No.
Do I see
He
boots
probably
on
ate them.
Yeah, that's what I'm
the
thinking.
roof? Yeah, they were their leather. Boil it up, something.
Okay.
Good
Two
rolls
options.
got on me.
Keep exploring, follow the tracks that came from the east. Try to head out so we can get Gelva back to the keep and get information out of him. Heading north. What are we doing?
Well, just from what the information Gelva's given us, if we take it to be true, there's a horde of goblins, either north or east.
Well,
Could be-
if these tracks are Gelva's,
Yeah,
they're east.
yes.
But last time we encountered goblins, we exploded them all.
That is true. That is true.
Sounds like an interesting story.
I say
Wonder
north.
who did that.
Yeah.
Yes.
North?
North.
Knowing that north means we are trying to get out.
And Dimitri
Yeah, it
is
will get us out.
leading the party, so that's good.
It
North?
comes down to it, we can just try and break the way we came in.
Yes. North? Knowing that if we choose north, we are agreeing that we are trying to get out and return to the keep. This is the caveat. North?
I mean, we could also go down.
No.
No, you need
No.
north.
Hold on.
You need
No.
north following the
In the first room.
Yes.
Weren't there stairs that
We're
go
following
down?
Dimitri.
No, there was stairs up.
Okay.
So, north, Dimitri, on the condition that if we're heading north, we agree that we're trying to get out.
Dimitri's already at the north door. I said, that's what you going to.
Dimitri, if you head that direction, we are heading out.
He wasn't interested in
Well-
talking to the madman, so
Once you look
he
at
gone north.
the secret doors, that sort of thing.
I'm just saying that the choice, what I'm asking is try and get
I'm
out.
saying
Try and get out or explore further. If you choose north, we're trying to get out. If you choose
Let-
east, we're exploring further.
Well, it looks like north might not be the way.
So yeah.
Okay, so
If you look at that,
I'm trying to get them to say the right thing.
I get it.
eventually, as you keep saying things like Orcus all the time, people will just say Orcus and won't really notice that they're saying Orcus all the time.
Wait, you're saying it? Who was saying it?
I know, so
I know, but... Okay, so...
does it reset?
at the
once
end
you
of
sell
the
the same
day...
day.
Once you...
Don't say it!
I mean, it could be like Beetlejuice.
Don't say it!
3 times in a row.
24?
yeah.
27 on investigation on the door to check the traps and...
It looks like a nice sturdy door, much like the one that Trellin kicked in.
Okay. But it has a handle or lock.
It does not have a lock, but it does have a handle to pull it shut.
Okay, well, these are the books then. So
Are we with Dimitri, or are we still...
Yeah, we're all with Dimitri.
He was doing this investigation while you were walking up towards him. So by the time you get there, he just pushes the door open.
Okay.
And I was helping.
And you find the room appears empty. But of course, you may want to investigate further, and I'm sure there won't be any illusionary traps just inside the door.
Yep. Once again,
Let Dimitri find that out.
Once
again, I am standing towards the back.
Okay, as you spend about 10 minutes checking the room out, you don't find any secret doors.
Very suspicious.
Apparently we're investigating further.
And
So we can't go north.
well,
We go west.
we could go west. West is good.
we could go
That's
west
the barracks.
Go
And then-
west!
and then check out all the other doors that we've left behind.
Well, there is a corridor.
We haven't looked that
past
many
the
past.
locked wall that we have.
Well, except for all the doors in the first room.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have stairs going down the hole.
We're not going down.
I know. We have the unexplored corridor there,
Yeah.
or we can go east.
Yeah.
That's
Well, we're actually going to go to corridor, isn't it? Yes.
East is
No, he's talking about the corridor around the barracks.
Yeah, other side of barracks.
The logical and sensible
Oh,
thing...
when we first came out of the second door. yeah.
The logical and sensible thing would be to go back and map out the areas that we've been. And do, if we're doing this properly, we should be investigating and being thorough before moving on. So, of course, Dimitri is going to say we should go east.
Well, considering the fact that we've already decided we're going back to the barracks room to rest, if
We
go
don't
east
need to
for
rest.
Now, if we go east for now, then we go back to the barracks room and we can explore that unexplored corridor in the morning.
If we can sleep.
No reason not to try and find out.
Okay. If we get exhaustion, it's on you.
But
Okay.
the point is, we know the way out. If we find we can't sleep on the first night, then we can look at other options. But there's no point not trying to sleep first of all. You don't assume you can't sleep.
I mean, we can't actually assume that we can get out. Just because we
Wow.
are assuming that we can go back the way we've come and that we can get out. We are assuming that we can break through the door, and we are assuming that the corridors don't change or other tricksy illusion things happen. That's a fairly big assumption. We are in that pig's dungeon. He is the master of lies.
Occam Grazer, I kid you to confirm otherwise, assume it's simple.
Really?
Absolutely.
Right. Okay. I am standing at the back of the party and waiting for Dimitri to make his mind up.
We need. He's already made his decision. We're going western. We're going east.
Yes, we're going west!
Well-
West in the sense that it's
West!
the left-hand corridor from the north.
So west but not west.
yes. So that there's a
Turning left is left is always right.
Go west.
A place in the top left corner that's vacant, and we want to explore that.
Yeah, that would be going back west to the room, which is not what Dimitri wants to do.
So,
If you wanted to follow the company, you check where the footprints led to.
Dimitri wants to go that way. That's not what I said.
Where the footprints came from.
That's not what I said.
So Dimitri wants to go to where the red dot is on the map.
And if that's the way we saw footprints from, and we didn't see footprints from the other avenue, then that adventuring party could have entered
Entirely possible.
through a completely
Most
different way.
likely they took a different door out of the original ancient way where there were 6
Entirely possible.
They probably took one of the 2 doors on the eastern side, and therefore they come around to the set location.
So it must lead back to the entrance at some point, right?
I'm sure it
I
does.
didn't see any other tracks. That doesn't mean there aren't any.
Either that or they've been down here so long that all their old tracks got washed away.
Yep. Or it's an illusion.
Okay, so do you wish to follow the bouncing red ball?
As long as Dimitri is in
We're
the
not-
front. that's
We're not
fine.
listening to me, so I'm standing at the back.
Can I insight check our new friend?
Yes.
I can use Constitution. I believe I can use Constitution on this because of my things.
I am stealing some fairy force. It is. It's one of his things.
I
Means he
use
can use
Constitution for a
Constitution for a
lot
lot
of
of things.
Nice.
That's if it was to cast magic, he could use Constitution to cast. So I really cast that hard.
I cast iron and hit them with a frying pan. That's a 1.
He's awesome.
He's human.
He's your best friend you haven't seen for years.
Gary. Actually, no, I do have actually a best friend to see this down somewhere.
Apparently, Galva is in your backstory now permanently,
That fits.
and apparently he had something to do with the Druid Grove. Apparently, he was one of your old friends growing up. He wasn't one of your light friends growing up, but he was your friend.
See, this makes me concerned. Because that's not normal.
Dimitri going down the passage to the east. You'll have you use the spear to ensure the ground remains solid as you approach it.
Anyone with a
And,
decent passive perception is hearing under Hildren's breath going, "Bloody idiot wizards!" Split the
He's walking
pie.
slowly enough that he's passive perception at 37, he's looking out for any secret doors and things like that on either side as we're going through.
Robe of eyes. I'm like, why do you have a passive perception of 37? Robe of eyes.
You ready? And then go all direction all at once. Of course, if we ever meet a hole like a Medusa or something like that, it's not like he can close his eyes. And hey, you're not going to need your gun to get rid of both displacement anymore.
Can I have your cloak of displacement, Dimitri? I notice you haven't been wearing it.
I think Cetus needs it more.
No, we've had this discussion.
No, we haven't.
I go down, you're all dead.
Okay, so if I move you up to where you can see things. You can actually see you've gone, the corridor does seem to curve around upon itself with a door to the north. And Dimitri does see a secret door.
Nice.
Okay.
Yes, let's give the cleric the... Let's have the cleric not get the best protection.
He hasn't made a decision.
No, Cetus.
Well,
I wasn't paying attention anyway.
so
What's
the
going on?
cloak of displacement is still pending.
Yes. Just like the keep. Because apparently we cannot come to a conclusion. And the only reason that we're going anywhere in here is because Dimitri wanders off without us and splits the party unless we keep up with him.
No, it should be misunderstanding. Dimitri can't split the party.
Because it's all on here. Dimitri is the party.
So we could go. We could leave him here and just go, right? That's fine. We're not splitting the party.
I mean, my job wasn't to keep you alive, it was just to keep an eye on you so you don't do anything stupid.
I mean, what do you call this?
An education moment. A moment for education.
You're the one that voted the wrong way.
I voted down. My vote was
Education is
avoided.
very important.
No, originally you're the one. You meant to vote out, and you voted to keep going.
Yeah.
Education is very important. Dimitri's happy to teach you anytime.
Still trying to see if there's something I missed. There's something that's something wrong or one.
So there's a secret door at the end of the short corridor, and there's a door to the north.
Yeah.
Do we still see any tracks?
Yes, tracks seem to come around the bend as well as from the room of the door. What's on the other side of the door?
Let's move over to see what's down below.
To the secret door. See what's around.
Or just around.
You want to stand in front of the secret door to see where that corridor goes.
Yes.
Okay. You see it curve around further when it eventually catches up.
Is Dimitri with us, or is he gone off again?
I believe he's still with you because he hasn't said otherwise.
Do you want to go through the secret door?
I have to look around the corner there and well, you want the dwelling room, probably have to get the door in case I didn't see it. And you look at the door to the secret club, or you want to look at the door with the bottom up?
Tracks lead to the door that we just gone past.
But secret door is my vote.
I'm not even bothering to vote anymore.
Okay, give me an investigation roll while Dimitri starts filling up the wall.
Natural 20.
So,
investigation 36 upgraded.
yes, you do find the 3 buttons you have to push to open the wall.
Do I hear anything coming from the other side or through the wall?
You did not hear anything coming through the wall or from the other side.
Okay. I will step back with a flourish and say he's got the door open.
How's that pig's
Next
voice
line.
going?
It is laughing in your ear.
Dimitri will open the secret door.
Where are we?
Sort of towards the back.
No, are we still with Dimitri, or are we going to
Yeah.
try and follow the corridor?
Oh,
No,
I think
we'd-
we were all standing at the secret door, weren't we?
Yeah, we're
I
all
don't know.
standing at the secret door.
But the game of door is what people said they wanted to go to. So. Eventually, it makes me certainly stack the deck on the boat. If the second door on the door is just passed, you do the opposite of going back or going forward. So.
Come on. Let me see if I can get rid of it that way. Didn't make it long enough. Okay, so looking inside, it does seem to be a 40 by 40 foot room with treasure chests in it. Woohoo!
How many?
Okay, so there are 3 chests in here. One on the north wall, one on the west wall, and one on the south wall.
I'm going to stand in the doorway, keeping the door open, and ready to throw a spare the dying or healing spell.
Okay.
And I'll keep Gulva with me. Why am I getting up? I think I just feel like pacing.
Because you're wondering what's going to happen next.
So, are people going in, or are we going to run in and put the chest?
Well, I with the robe of eyes, I feel
You mean
that
Mert's not
you're
rushing in
best
to
placed
treasure?
to check for traps.
Dimitri sees.
Sees all.
Dimitri, also continuing to tap with the spear to ensure the front floor.
The floor seems to be intact. Which chest do you go towards? North, west, or south?
He'll start with the sorry, basically, taking that way. Might be south because left is only right.
Okay. You go to the south chest. What do you do?
And he's basically checking the traps, seeing if there's any concerns.
Uh, 37. Okay, so looking at the chest itself doesn't seem to have a trap, but it does seem to be slightly set into the floor.
Okay. Do we give him lock?
It does have a lock, but would you like to try the lid?
If the chest itself is on track,
Just on
Right, so
the
we-
side of the.
I'm blocking the doorway out.
It
No
is open. It is unlocked. It opens up. You can see the top of the lid is lots of gold coins. Over 100 gold coins sitting on top of this open chest.
okay.
How is Merc going for that greed versus queen issue?
Oh, I just think it's a weight trap.
Roll.
Now, can you see the point?
Well, I'm more thinking of you do have this desire for shiny.
I do.
Roll.
Can you
Roll
see
a
the point?
If it's below 10, you 10 or below, you go for it. 11 or
Yes,
above, you
because
get
it
so-
piles over the cavity.
Oh,
So
I
it would
got
be
gold coins.
Oh, okay, so the chest goes in the third lead and it looked like the one.
piled on it.
only-
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So yes, Merc says he's got this.
I pick up some coins cautiously.
Yes, it's gold.
You rolled a 2, you're not cautious.
Alright, I put some coins in my pocket.
As many as you can get.
50 out of the 100.
Looking down into the chest, there's more than 100 gold coins here.
I
in
take
total.
what I can carry.
Okay, so
Just as he starts to get deep,
Well,
you said that the chest was.
we've got like 2 or 3 baggers for the whole.
it was recessed into the floor.
Okay, so it makes it hard to get the chest out.
It does, yes.
So you can empty the
We
chest.
can just tip it into the bag of holding.
I don't think we can pick it up. I think it
Would you like to try to pick it up?
No, I don't think Merc's going to be able to carry it.
Well, I can pick it up and
The
tip it into the my bag of holding.
electric's going to go out in that place for them.
Alright, I've filled up what I can anyway.
Okay, so you gonna help Trellin lift it up?
You know I am, because it's gold.
Play character.
I want it. It's gold and I want it, so I
Okay.
don't want
So, as you both start lifting it up, you both get to make dexterity saving throws, and now Martin will get another natural 20.
Well,
Well, we might need to rearrange it.
no,
That's a shame.
no, I got a 6. So probably my ring of evasion.
What did you get
How
in
many
total?
charges on it?
I've got 3.
So what's your kind of weakness back?
This ring has 3 charges and it regains 1d3 expended charges daily at dawn. When you fail a dexterity saving throw while wearing it, you can use your reaction to expend one of its charges to succeed on that saving throw instead. So that's what I'm doing.
And you get half damage.
No, it's no damage because of my
If
evasion skill.
No, if you succeed on the check, it's likely to be half damaged.
No, it's not damage
He also
because
has
because
evasion.
I have evasion.
Does evasion stack?
Give me a sec.
It's different abilities. The evasion skill says if you would fail, you take half damage. If you succeed, you take no damage. Assuming it's the same as the 5e one.
Yeah.
But evasion,
The ring of evasion gives you a different ability to the evasion skill.
yeah. Cool, so they're different things. I was thinking of the evasion skill.
So it gives you a success if you would fail.
That's right.
And what was your total?
14.
And what was Merc's total?
7.
Okay, so you did fail.
And I succeeded.
In which case you just happened to be pulled out of the way by your hand
That's right.
as he flashes with that safety net.
Yes.
As you watch a 10-foot block drop onto Merc.
Jeez. Can I pick that
As
up?
Merc takes
Jeez.
what did you get in total again?
7.
7. Okay, so that's definitely going to hurt. As
What are you currently at?
70, I think.
Okay.
okay, you just take 62 points of bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
taking you to 91 damage currently. And you're now you now have to trap the chest with you under this block as you are struggling to breathe.
Can I pick it up off you?
I would like to help pick it up.
Can you try?
Okay, the block seems to weigh more than you can move normally.
Alright. Do you want me to help with you? Help you out?
That seems like an appropriate time to do it.
Yeah. So I've got 22 strength for...
You want to do...
I'd like to take on my giant form.
Okay. Yes, you expand, and between the two of you, you get to make an athletics check with a lower DC because you've got a person with belt of giant strength and a person with giant form.
I don't need my belt. I am the giant. I'm doing better. So that was on the move. Like, yeah, that's
Can
right.
I
I
cast
can't.
Cure Wounds on myself?
You cannot.
Okay.
You cannot move.
Wait, no, I have advantage because. Wait, what? I have to be raging for that.
You also do not have breath. You have had the entire breath squished out of you.
So I've got 19.
You're at a 19 in total. And how did Cletus go? Cetus, actually. I keep saying
Cletus got a
Cletus.
very good. Cletus got a very good harvest today. I guess I do have advantage in my giant form, even though I'm not raging.
Right. That's awesome.
And
Amusingly, average damage was 44, and I managed to roll 62.
Okay.
That +8 to healing, is that per level of spell, or is that just even if I chart?
No matter how much you heal.
Okay.
I got 26.
Get 26. Okay, between the two of you, you slightly lift up one end of the stone.
Can you get out?
I can't. Can I move now?
You were very sore. You can pretty much squeeze out.
Or I do that. I squeeze out. Do I get breath back?
You
And
do
can we
as
flip it up?
the stone has. Well, you've probably lifted it up about so much.
Okay.
So we can get our fingers under and then flip it over.
I'm already
There's
out.
not enough space in the room to flip it.
Oh, okay.
As soon
As
as
you
he's
can
out,
hear it hitting the parts of the ceiling.
as soon as he's out,
Just pick it up on square and put it back in the ceiling.
as soon as he's out, I'm walking in the exact footsteps of those people.
And so that
casting-
does Merc try to get any of the coins that he was in the middle of getting.
I think they're still heap in my pockets, aren't they?
There are still a heap in your pockets, and you can see thousands of coins under the stone.
I think I'll probably leave those ones on the stone for now.
4th level cure wounds.
4th level cure wounds.
Do you have any stonesmith?
Do you have to touch him for that?
Yes, I followed in their
skill?
footsteps to touch him.
No.
Okay.
And
wasn't
I'll give
good
Merc a
enough at
perception roll.
27 hit points back.
And what's perception? Is it wisdom?
Yeah.
Normally wisdom.
20,
Fairly sure, shouldn't you be
20
proficient?
and then I think I'm proficient, so 24.
Okay, so as you're squeezing out, you can see that a dagger has embedded itself in the bottom of the stone block.
Okay, I don't know how that's relevant. What was the hit points back? 20.
Most daggers would
27.
bend or break and being hit by a stone.
Implying that it's a
Grab
magic
it on the
dagger.
way out?
Yeah.
No, you'd have to go back under.
Can we just heft it and then you grab it?
Can
Wait
they
a
lift up the
second.
stone?
It's not easy for them to lift. This is them doing very well to lift it up less than about a foot to a foot and a half.
My
Okay.
skill.
Is it
Saying
within
something.
arm's
It
reach?
doesn't say I can't cast it on something else.
Considering I
Which
already
one's
have
this one?
a lot of
Mingle
carrying
with the wind,
capacity, and that
levitate.
got doubled when I became large.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that Sears can't just lift us up.
The levitate spell only does 500-pound object or fruit test. I looked at that myself. But
The stone is more than 500 pounds.
If it's a 10-foot cube,
And if it's the heritage feature, then it's generally on yourself.
I thought that might be the way.
Because if it was an actual spell, that's different than
No,
a
it's a
racial
heritage.
feature.
It's a racial feature. I thought that might be the way. I just thought I'd check.
is there room to maneuver in the going within that room to get to the other two tests at all?
You can literally get to the other two chests still, yes.
Can we drag them out?
Okay.
Yes, you really want to move another chest?
But you could, but you'd have to drop the stone you're
Merc
currently
is
holding.
moving to safety away from the chests for now.
Okay, so yes, you can just drop the stone.
Okay.
I pat Merc on the shoulder and say, "Go stand with Galva and stay there."
Merc huddles away and says, "Worth it."
And you think the dagger was what stopped the stone from crushing Merc?
Right.
It was strong enough to withhold more than a ton of weight.
That's a strong
That sounds
dagger.
pretty good.
That's a very valuable
We want that dagger.
Yeah.
It's just, how do we get it?
How do we get it?
So, yeah,
Where if that dagger wasn't there, it probably just would have squished him flat.
like a pancake.
So,
Like a good quality magic item.
is there a
to hold that much weight.
recess in the
There
roof?
is a recess in the roof just as wide as the block.
Okay.
And it goes up 10 feet.
So with the air genasi,
I've been told I can't cast levitate on anything but myself.
okay.
And they say levitated spell, we only do up to 500 pounds. The and a 10-foot stone block is probably more before the 10 tons. The cubic meter is about a ton.
So is there any magical thing that you can do with regards to levitation?
No, I don't have molds. I don't have form stone or anything like that.
Shame you don't have your fingers through it.
Yeah, shame.
That's right, yeah. When
just
the druid
lift it
gets
up
back,
himself.
he'll be able to shake the stone and get out.
Has some healing spells.
And it looks like there's roughly a few thousand coins under there as well.
Do we know how much?
If we
The next we'll go and have a look at the northern pit.
Yep.
And
It's also reset in. It's also reset in the floor.
it's all been reset to the floor, I don't. Even that side, it has itself.
Having looked at it, there doesn't appear to be any traps on it at all.
Is this unlocked?
Yes, it does appear to be locked.
Okay.
I think I can cast Cure Wounds on myself. What was the name?
I mean, I could cast it again, but I'd be rapidly running out of.
No, I'll just use 1d8 plus spellcasting.
We
can
can
put
cast
salt
it at
water
higher
in the
levels.
wounds.
So,
You can put salt water on your wounds, that might help.
No.
23 is unlock the lock.
As much as you try, you don't seem to get the lock open.
Okay. We'll look for traps on the third desk that's now behind the block, I'm guessing.
It's also recessed in the floor.
Okay. Well, 27 on investigation.
It also appears to be locked.
In like a 50 slots. Do that. 32.
As you work on this lock, it doesn't seem to open either.
Yeah.
Obviously, they have anti-Dimitri security here.
Well, I was going to say, I'll take another look and just confirm that they're actually real locked. Like, it's not just a fake test of something and go for yeah, well.
If it was a mimic, it'd already be eating you.
Yes.
You'd be stuck to it already, yes.
Probably also
So,
be some amount of pressure.
31, but another investigation. He's double checking the scope is actually there.
Okay, as you're checking it over again, you realize that it is an illusion over a stone shaped like a chest.
Uh-huh.
So you'll be spending this time trying to pick a stone,
Yeah.
Mm.
which means you wouldn't have been able to lift it either.
Okay.
So the only thing of actual value in here is the dagger that's currently holding up the stone.
And the coins.
Well, and the thousands of dollar coins.
So the dagger.
Well, if Trellin was to quickly drop his side and move out of the way, could we flip the pillar over so it's out of the way?
No, because the room doesn't have enough space for you to roll it. It's still partly in the ceiling.
Can see.
could you shift it over to the stone
Nope.
box and lean it up against that?
Because you can't move it because it's still in the ceiling.
That's
Well,
The ceiling is about 8 feet and it's about 10 feet.
yeah. No one's got a trolley jack on them.
I really have nothing.
so
Everything of mine is either damage or healing. Oh, hang on.
I'm going to cast Cure Wounds while standing here as well.
And how much did Hildrum give you back as well?
27. No. Yeah.
I've already done all I can to try and move this tower.
No, I can't do anything else.
How much do you heal yourself?
I healed myself. Not much. I only healed myself 8.
Well, every little bit counts.
There you go.
Should put you on 56 damage.
If I hadn't healed you before a little bit, which wasn't even much, but it was a little bit,
Every little bit helps.
you would have died.
Yeah, excellent, absolutely. Well, I was down to like 91 damage at one point. I've only got 99.
Yeah, like that. The 62 put you down to 91,
Yeah.
and that little bit that included 8 HP, because all of my healing includes 8 hit points.
Yep.
You would have died.
Okay, so.
And I would have had to gentle repose, and we would have had to carry you out.
If he died, though, he would have died doing what he loved. Getting gold.
Well, so far, every time you've been damaged badly, it's had gold involved.
It has. I think he can learn his lesson from here on out.
You sure? You sure he's just not going to keep falling for the same trope?
We'll see.
I'm definitely seeing Bart Simpson and the hamster to the test.
Gold's just so shiny. It's just so pretty.
Maybe instead of rolling it being 10 and below, is go for it. Maybe it's 9 and below now.
Well, maybe it's 11 and below because, hey, he's still got the gold.
So, between the recessed floor and the
recessed ceiling.
and the recessed ceiling, is there an angle that we can get at the thing?
There's no way you can angle it unless you can lift it.
Right. No worries.
Did the stone crush my spear? My spear staff stick?
What's spear staff skip?
Oh, it's crashed and gone.
It's currently lodged in your lower ribs.
Delicious. Like a shish kebab.
You remember having it with you before you had something drop on you.
I do have something I could do, but every
On the
time
plus
I've
side,
cast it,
you
I've
can
hurt
do it in
something.
your ear, just like monkey.
As I said, I do have something I could do, but every time I've cast it before, I've hurt somebody.
Shadow?
I don't suppose any of us have like some sort of hammer or something.
Got a crowbar.
I don't think you'd be able to hit it harder than my spell.
He's done it before. I think.
Do we
Broke
not have a
something earlier.
companion with stone shape?
That was a tree.
I'm sure he'll be back soon.
I mean, one of my students is a diamol rider. He might be able to help if we can contact him.
I think, is there still one more chest in the room?
No, they're both.
One of them he couldn't open, and the other one he determined to be a stone that was illusioned to look like a chest. Because, hey, everyone loves illusions, don't they?
Fun.
It's that pig's dungeon.
Hey, 1 in 3 is not bad.
So-
Anyway, guys, we can potentially come back here because obviously it's not going anywhere. So, look at the door in the north.
Dimitri, did you want to look around and see if there's a way of resetting the trap?
It seems unlikely.
Did the pillar crush the chest?
Yes.
Can we see up into the ceiling at all?
No, because there's still at least 2 feet of stone up into the ceiling. And it's not. There's no real gap for you to get anything up there.
How much gold did I get?
You probably got about 50 coins. You sure there's lots more there?
I will pick up any gold
It
pieces I
is
see flying
possible
around.
that there is a chain or something joined with the top of the stone with a mechanism that might draw the stone up again. But I don't think we're necessarily going to say. Yes, we came down significantly, about 30, 40 feet of stairs to get into that first room. Conceivably there'd be space above to have a mechanism.
And the Mouth of Doom was in the side of a mountainous area, so it wasn't the surface was not directly above it. So you went about 60 feet down, and so
And
there's
then
definitely
into a mountain.
60 feet down into a mountain.
I would think that if there is any mechanism to reset, it's actually going to be above us.
Okay. Do we want me to try casting shadow?
His turn.
It's a spell slot, but
Wouldn't it hit the whole room?
Well, I want
no.
to get
The Dimitri certainly going to be round the corner when it goes.
I will also get to a safe distance.
Like, it's up to you
outside
guys.
the room.
We can leave, but
I'll take Gelber with me.
Oh, sorry. The Dimitri took the opinion we should leave and wait for the stone shaker to get back.
it's a 10-foot square. So if the thing is 10 feet, it would be contained to the stone.
Is that right? The 10-foot square?
It's a 10-foot square, yes.
Okay, cube.
And shatter is a 10-foot sphere.
It does 3
10-foot radius sphere, so it will do a diameter of 20 feet.
Okay,
Nice.
so a little around the... If we all vacate the room and I stand in the doorway, I can cast Shadow.
No worries.
I vacate the room
Yeah.
and I take our new little buddy.
Gilbert.
You sort of look and, he didn't make it out from under the stone.
No, he was at the door with me.
Was he?
Yes.
He didn't let go, he hasn't let go of our bar the entire time.
I said I kept him at the door.
You kept him at the door? Okay.
Before you cast Shatter, can I suggest that perhaps we want to investigate further around here, because apparently the place is occupied, if only by goblins, and I'm guessing the scattering process is going to be fairly noisy.
Well, it is, but since when are you care about caution?
It's not like we've been quiet so far.
I think we smash the doors in. And
Yeah, that's right.
Sort of fight,
Yelling at Dimitri,
fighting fires.
dropping giant.
I haven't yelled at him. I've just talked forcefully.
I'm sure there'll be an earth-shattering kaboom.
Oh, the thunder spells are not quiet. This is why I am giving you guys the option.
Yeah, I'm also protecting my ears.
Look, it's up to you guys. I mean, why are we being cautious with, what does that matter?
I really just want to try hitting the pillar.
Go ahead.
I would like to try hitting the pillar. I don't know what with yet though.
The crowbar.
You can hit it with cutting words if you wish to.
I'll borrow a crowbar and use that.
You can take the crowbar from the we got in the other room.
I'll take the newest edition of crowbar.
Make another athletics check.
How do you do this?
Were they 2 ones?
A 3 and an 8. So 9, 19.
19. Okay, you do manage to lever it up about 2 feet off the ground on your end, and you hear it sort of grind.
Hmm.
And then when you let go, it doesn't move.
So how far is it?
It's about
2 4.
One side is 2 feet off the ground.
Can you use your tentacle to whip under there and grab that?
The problem is it comes back down. The tentacle is me, so
Yeah.
It's okay, he would just be flatter than he was before.
Arcane hand. Mage hand doesn't have that much strength.
We could try a lasso with a bit of rope. Give it a yank.
is Cedar's currently holding it up, or is the crowbar holding it up?
Neither. You've wedged the lock in place, you think.
Mage hand.
Not strong
Just
enough.
to grab what's underneath it.
Okay. Don't talk to me. I don't have
A
it.
dagger.
Does anybody have a magical hand that is
You've
not
seen
attached to their
Dimitri
body?
have one.
Dimitri.
But the only reason I haven't jumped out is because I was double checking and player first of all, whether the mage hand is still a detect magic, i.e. you can't pick up magical objects.
No, we said it wasn't. Because you could pick up
And they've got a port that I really want to determine first.
we said last session that it wasn't poor man's identify magic anymore.
Yeah, that's right. So, and you can't attack or use magical items, but you can actually.
But what Cetus is suggesting isn't you going for the dagger, it's you going for some of the gold to see if anything happens.
But I think probably unlikely to get the dagger anyway. Because presumably the dagger is somewhat embedded into the rock.
Mage hand isn't that strong.
That's right. And maybe it's not that interested in you at the level of gold.
3,000 gold?
Do you go and have a look? Who's looking under the rock?
Merc's had enough of Unbig Rocks today. He's not looking.
I can have a look.
Okay, try and give me an investigate check as you look under the rock. Okay, you can definitely tell that there is over 8,000 coins under there. What sort of sight are you using to look under it?
I mean, I'm still radiating light.
Dark vision.
Dark vision? Okay, yep, there are coins. A lot of them have been squished.
Still precious material.
A few of them look like they've been sort of squished together.
Probably got my face imprint on it.
Forge Goblin loves metal.
Yeah. Imagine all the cool gold things, or silver things, or bronze things he could make with the precious metal.
Okay. If it makes people happier, to make sure you use mage hands and don't give you some of the coins out from under the rock.
Okay, so as he starts pulling out coins, you pull out bunches of silver, copper, and gold. Very little gold, because Merrick stole most of it.
Good. It's worth it.
As do you keep going until you get all the coins out, Jeremy?
Oh, if the stone is staying up, if it's staying off the space, then...
Okay.
It doesn't cost to reach anything through it,
So in total you get 5,184 copper coins.
184 copper.
Yep. Then you also get 3,072 silver coins. And then there's 157 gold coins.
Pretty good.
Party?
Yes.
Party funds?
He's got 157 gold coins still left.
Still left, yes. There were 207.
So if the stone hasn't shifted, you move fast and you're strong. Do you want to try pulling the dagger?
Do you want? Yes, I'll try.
And if you put the crowbar or something to try and hold it up to keep, just in case it catches, it might slow.
It's happened for about the last 10 minutes, so...
It's stayed in place so far.
Yeah, but just in case.
Okay, I'll do it.
Can grab it?
No, the magic hand is not strong enough.
Okay. You want to crawl under and pull the dagger?
Yeah.
Give me an athletics check as you have to try to pull it out of the stone. And see if you're the new king.
He's done it once.
It was
Trellin that pulled the sword from the
The
stone.
dagger's not actually holding the main one of the stone, is it?
No, the stone is being wedged back up by Cetus and a crowbar. And it's staying there.
Yeah, that's the point being that whether the dagger is actually doing most of the holding.
So what's your athletics check?
25.
Okay, you manage to pull the dagger about half a foot out of the stone before it hits the ground.
Oh, it's a sword.
No, he's pulled it out about that much. And that's as far as he can get it down from the actual stone. It's now touching the floor.
Can you get it any higher?
We can attempt to.
If you wiggle it a bit, you might be able to straighten it up. I'm sure you don't
Krellin,
need
get out
trouble.
from under the stone.
Yeah, no, I'll get out of this.
Can I guidance?
You can guidance him.
I should have guidance you before.
Okay, Cetus feels touched by the gods. And that doesn't make him crazy this time.
This time. What happened last time?
Well, when you got drunk and had those drugs, hey, everyone said you were touched at that point. There's good touched and bad touched.
Does his wife know about this?
I'm sure she does.
If you ask her,
It's probably her, as far as I know.
Hey, druids know all about the weird substances that make your mind go boom.
Mm-hmm.
He has actually just been a normal elf this whole time. He just thinks he's a water ganassi. That salt water is just sweat. So, his giant form only lasts for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I have to spend the points again.
Which means your giant form will have stopped before you get to this point, because that's how it would have taken Dimitri more than a minute to scoop out all those coins.
So you
Yeah.
could do it again, or just try and roll athletics with.
Or we can just do shatter.
Yeah. If you
Here's the problem. I think these will be the last points that I have.
So just do shatter. And let them come running.
I might need to use a healing potion.
Shadow might also
There's a
damage
reason you
the
have
dagger.
Can I use a greater healing potion?
I'm sure you can use a greater healing potion.
I have one.
Unless, of course, you have a drinking problem like in the old Flying High movies and you just miss the mouth.
Well, I'm probably so disorientated at the moment.
He doesn't have a drinking problem, he has a stopping problem. I can drink perfectly fine. Stopping. Stop drinking, that's a problem.
10, 14.
So you heal 14 points.
Yeah.
I don't have how many points it costs to do these maneuvers written down. Or is it just 1 point? But
Oh, no, the maneuvers, it's exertion points. That
Yeah.
changed.
Yes, each one takes an exertion point from your elemental side of things.
So you have 8 exertion
You
points.
have 8 in total.
So
I've
you've
only
used it
2, I believe.
2, yeah?
Yeah. Right, yeah, it is written down. It's in the description, not in a separate tab. That's why.
So what's the range of shatter?
300 feet for the ear-splitting noise.
Mm. I can cast it from the door easy.
Right.
I've used
So
2
what we're
points,
gonna
so I have
pay-
6 left.
Nearly damage to actually
I've used 3 points.
assume like the
Previous giant form. I was not keeping track of how many times I've done this.
You've
today.
done it twice.
And he did one.
I've done giant
previous
form
session.
twice and bestial strike once.
So
So
he's
it's
used 3 of his 8.
Yeah.
And a short rest will get them all back for you.
I'll do my giant form again because I have more. I have more exertion points than I do rages.
And you get guidance.
Let's see how they do for that one. Yeah. I will attempt to pick the pillar up further
Okay.
and not drop it on Trellin.
Well, Trell's gotten out from underneath, so you won't be dropping it on him.
Oh yeah.
He was smart.
If you pick it up, go ahead, Mike.
I'm out of the room and out around the corner because I don't want to get shattered.
31.
31. Okay, yes. You do manage to wiggle it a bit and get it to straighten up so you could lift it up about, it's now at about the 4 feet above the ground now. But that's about as high as you can lift it with extreme exertion.
And does it come tumbling out?
The dagger's still stuck in it.
No, does the stone stay where it is?
Well, he can't pull it out of the hole because there's not enough space in the room to pull it out of
No,
the
but is it like staying up?
hole. While he's holding it, yes. unless someone does something to assist, it'll eventually go back down again, as all good things do.
Well, I can help, but
What would you do to keep it in the air?
well, with the +6,
He wants to hold it as well.
Okay, so you get on one side holding it up.
yeah.
I'm sure you can put in extreme effort. And does that mean you're suggesting someone else crawl underneath and hope you don't let go?
I've got it. Just pull the dagger out.
Okay, let's do it. I'll get in there and see if I can get it out.
Okay, so
Yeah, the dying on my fingertips.
only works if they're not paste.
Sorry?
Only works if they're not paste.
True.
I mean, I'll be fine. I was
The
dropping
point
one
is
foot.
that if the good dagger is still stuck, so that means that all we've got to provide is giant strength force to pull the dagger down, i.e. pulling the stone down against what can be held up.
Whatever.
And you're barely holding the stone, any extra force pulling down,
But
How much weight can your floating disc take?
Not that much.
so he's using the crowbar, which has kept it at bay.
He's using his actual hands.
This time he's using his hands, not the crowbar. So you're relying on Squid to keep
He's
you
in,
up.
he's in tentacle form again.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, you crawl under.
And I try and reef it out.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
If you roll higher than me, you're just going to pull it down on yourself. Don't roll higher than 30.
I've got it back up. 27.
Okay, yes, you do manage to counter-pull against Cetus without pulling it onto yourself.
Okay.
And the dagger slides out. The blade is about a foot long, so about yay long on the blade.
Nice. Alright, so I bring it out,
Mm-hmm.
check it out.
Drop the stone.
Seems to be undamaged.
Are you out from underneath it?
Yes, you.
You can drop the stone.
I'll let go of the stone.
And
And take a
you
step back.
see it actually go flush with the floor.
So the dagger is how big?
The blade is about a foot in length. And the hilt is probably about half a foot to a foot, depending on where you consider the hobble on off as part of the hilt.
And Legend Law, I believe, is a mage spell, level 5.
It is.
We can just get it out, get it, like, put it somewhere and look at it later.
Okay.
Unless you think it's like a key to something.
I have to detect magic.
What?
I have to detect magic.
What we'd want is identify, and it would need to be cast 5 or 6 level. Considering it held up the stone, it has to be at least master class, or at least a rare item, if not higher.
I have identified as a ritual.
So who carries it?
I can carry it.
I don't. I've got
A
2
bag
long
of holding
swords.
carries it.
That's fine with me.
It only takes a minute for me to cast identify.
No, I think it's 10 minutes for a standard ritual. And hit points.
I've got this.
Yeah,
It's 1 minute, but I might
it's because it's been taken away from being the spell slot to being a ritual.
And it'll
And
cost 15 hit points.
as
on the
long
max.
depending on what level he casts it at.
that's right, it's not 15, it's 5 per level. And
Yeah, 5 per level.
identify itself
Yeah.
is the first level, but you can pass it higher obviously.
So identify at first level, will identify common items for you.
So,
this won't be common.
based on the fact that it held up a stone without breaking, I would say that it's probably at least a rare.
Yeah, which is 5th level, which is 25 hit points,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't think I can afford at the moment. Not until we have a long rest.
So I would suggest either bag of holding or, I don't know.
Or you do it at the start of a long rest and expecting you to.
Yeah,
there,
that's
the
what I
long
do.
rest. Well, if we hold it and when we go for a long rest,
Who's holding it?
not me.
I'll hold it. Unless we
I
want to
think
put it in the back of
because going to go immediately is actually magical, and so you can actually cast identify very quickly. Just pick one.
It's up to you.
So, if you want to hand the dagger to me, he's happy to hold it.
I'm happy to hold it, or it could go in a bag of holding, or Trellin could hold it.
It has no sheath.
Yeah, no, not in a bag of holding.
Seems very sharp, cut through stone.
Not many weapons can cut through stone.
I wouldn't naturally feel if there's like any curse or anything on it, would I?
Nope.
If I trust the Gelva more. Hold this. Might be cursed, might not. Let's find out.
Demetra will be able to detect the curse, but let's just leave it for the time being.
Well,
We'll look at it when we get back to the next room before we have a good rest.
I believe it's been suggested that Hilderin carry on to it.
No.
I'm sorry. Demetri's actually suggesting that I think it was Crowler that actually grabbed it, took it out.
Yeah, if we don't, as I said, like, I'm happy to take it, but the cursing again, if there's a curse, cursing, but it wouldn't
Let's
curse
just
unless
wrap
it's
it up
tuned.
in a bag, like a normal
We've got plenty
bag.
of backpacks.
Yeah.
So who's carrying it then?
I'll carry it.
Okay. They're just asking who's got the item. Because it's always interesting when you need to specify those things.
Okay.
So yes, you now have a bladed dagger in a bag.
Very
Yes.
good.
Try not to fall down.
Elevator.
Don't run with it.
Well, that's my forte.
Running with sharp objects.
I was going to say pulling things out of stones, apparently.
Well, does this mean he's now king of the dungeon?
Definitely.
So how long did all of that take us?
Well, that took you over half an hour, so you're about 5.5 hours into the day now.
So, 5.5 hours. We need to rest in about 2.5 hours.
And
Northern
let's go to the north.
Okay, so that door to the north looks like it has been opened many times by the scuff marks on the floor.
No worries.
Little worries.
Is there a room number for the secret room?
What was that question, Jeremy?
Dimitri looking towards your friend paying his way, so what was on the other side?
So I asked Gelva, does he know what's on the other side of this door? Is this the way to come in?
He says he didn't go this way. He was being chased. He ran around the corridor.
So he came up around the corner.
So you said it was the door apparently showing signs of use, not that there were lots of trap or hookers leading into it, is that right?
There were tracks.
There were tracks and signs of use of the door.
What sort of tracks?
Booted prints, bare feet.
What
Goblins.
feet?
How small are the tracks?
How big was the bear?
Okay. The tracks range from the size of a cat to the size of, well, you'd probably say a large dog.
It definitely feels like a goblin size thing.
And there's also many a drag mark as well as clawed toes, and one of them even looks like it's just bony imprint.
There's nothing reassuring about that.
34 on perception to listen at the door.
Yes, you successfully listen at the door. You can hear the sound of Orcus whispering in your ear sweet nothings.
He's got no one listen to it.
Well, he keeps saying how fantastic and wonderful you are and how everyone should be listening to you.
That's obvious, and nothing again. But it's always changing. There's the door hidden tracks.
What is your investigation?
Only 22.
No, looks like it's got a lot of use. Why would it be trapped?
Okay. Is it going to be locked?
It does not appear to be locked.
We can go back. You ready to open the door?
Is everyone ready for Dimitri to open the door?
They could have to open the door because I feel ready.
I'm leaning against the corner of the corridor into the door.
Yeah, I'm
Just
back around
watching.
the corner from the door just a little.
Okay, so as you look into the room,
Didn't hear anything there, but you can being that technically those with pistol weapons might be to shoot, or those with melee weapons might be to attack.
I'll stand behind Dimitri.
Oh, I've always got my hands on my scimitars.
Yeah.
Unless I'm casting a spell.
What's a ranged weapon?
Okay, you want to you should have been really good right there. You were saying that people are ready for something to happen.
At this point, I seem to always have spare the dying on my fingertips.
I can cast it, so I throw Dimitri.
Okay, what do we see when we open the door?
well, I'm currently doing the map for you.
Oh, okay. On the plus side, I guess that means that the somebody doesn't see us again anyway.
Just to give you one. Well, hey, it's always nice to have a battle map ready for when you're about to die.
Probably no.
Good chance.
Oh, obviously not the military. But personally, I don't with the other guy.
I was gonna say, Cetus has 3 different abilities that save them from dying immediately. And a magic item.
So this is why Hildren needs the Cloak of Displacement.
But if I don't get hit, I don't need to use those items.
Okay, so describing what you see before you. There are 11 alcoves in this room, 10 of which contain statues that appear to be idols or religious statues of gods. They are all quite different in style and appearance, but they seem to have one characteristic in common. All of them are depicted holding dice cards or some other sort of gambling imagery. The one alcove that does not contain a statue is the one in the middle of the north wall directly across from the entrance. The alcove contains an altar with a bowl-shaped indentation in the top.
That's the one opposite the main.
Yep.
Any
Is that
creatures?
you okay?
There are no creatures in that room that you can see.
I think all of the statues have dice and cards. Is it?
All of the statues have some sort of dice card or gambling imagery in them.
We haven't found like some fancy looking rocks, have we?
I don't remember anything.
But to make you kind of start on the left-hand side of the
Go left.
and examine each of the statues, you know exactly what God or evil, whatever it is supposed to represent, work out the history and information.
Okay, so while you guys have I'll get you all to do a investigation check as you're going through and a religion check. And I'm just going to duck to the bathroom while you do that.
How many players in total do we have across all of the games now?
D&D.
Some.
And, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 on Monday, right?
That sounds about right. It's an average of 6 per party.
Yeah, so
And how many
around
people
18.
on multiple nights?
Jeremy does 2. Calcrix is across 2. I do 3 different characters across 3 different nights.
That doesn't average to about 11, does it?
Don't think so. Interesting thought, though. It was an altar on the other side of the room, wasn't it? We're all supposed to be doing religion and investigation checks.
Was it all of us or just Dimitri?
All of us.
Yeah.
You know what's really impressive? Dimitri gets a D4 expertise dice on both of those checks. He's got plus 15 on both of those checks, and he rolled a total of 19 and 20.
Don't forget to write in the comments what you think it is.
So what were people's roles?
I haven't rolled yet.
Well, Martin, obviously the one who knows most, and that's what everyone should listen to. I could tell the others. Dimitri's got a plus 15 on both investigation and in religion, and a D4 expertise dice on both rolls. Investigation was a 19 downgraded, and religion was a 20.
Does this count as
I got 1 and 3 and 2 and 3.
What was that?
Does this count as fiends?
Sure.
So I'm happy that Dimitri makes up whatever he wants to do, but I'm going to put you on the move while I'm investigating.
I only got like a 5 on investigation. Religion, I got 23.
Religion doesn't include the cult.
It can include it being a cult, yes. Because most religions have cults attached to them.
I wouldn't get bonus from being proficient in culture, would I?
Not in this case.
Okay.
I got 18 on investigation and 17 on religion.
What did Trellin get?
I got nothing.
Nothing?
Well, everyone else has far exceeded me.
I got a 2 on the investigation and a 19 on religion.
So, you struggle to find the statue.
What do you mean the statues? There's clearly a bowl. Describe the statues to me.
And you start describing how the bowl is intrinsic to the religion of the room.
So the highest religion was me with 23, and the highest investigation. What did you get?
I got 18 on investigation.
18, and what did Dimitri get for investigation?
18 downgraded, I believe. And so, yes, and Dimitri's talking about how these are all part of the Zeus pantheon.
The what?
Talks about Zeus and all the other gods of Olympus. We're going completely over all your guys' heads because you've never heard of these gods of Olympus.
I haven't heard of Zeus.
Very weird that there'd be statues of other gods in that picture.
Zeus has nothing to do with Odin.
So, what do I notice from my religion check?
You notice that Dimitri's making crap up.
Yeah, I figured.
As you've never heard of a Zeus in any of the pantheons you've been associated with. But you do realize that all these statues depict Fey Dark beings. Each promising various ways to screw you over with a gaming chance.
Well, that's probably more aligned to that pig's style.
As they all look benevolent with that leering, knowing smile. And you do see in the top 3 alcoves there is a handprint in the back of the wall into the wall itself.
What kind of handprint? Like what beast or animal or?
Looks like a human-sized handprint for someone who's probably about 7 or 8 feet tall.
Okay.
Bigger than most humans.
Perhaps with bunny ears.
A pointy-eared one would probably be more delicate. It looks human, as in fingers look meaty.
Okay.
If it wasn't so big and high up on the wall, you'd assume it was dwarven.
Could I use my nature Fey specialization to learn anything?
How do you get that?
Train.
Growing up around them.
My best friend is a druid. He's not a druid, a dryad.
Right.
She loves her tree.
She loved her sisters too, until that pig killed them all.
Mm-hmm. And so, looking at this, this is a altar, and it is dedicated to the gods of chance, which means that there is some sort of boon or bane associated with this room. And now that you've entered the room, if you don't get a boon or bane, you would probably be cursed if you leave. Because you've already accepted the contract by entering the room.
Interesting.
Can I walk up to the wall and put
can I-
coin in it?
You can.
Before any... just as he's about to do that, I'm like, before anybody does anything!
Clatter, clatter, clatter.
I am back in listening, but because of the mystery roles, he's taking very close attention to the first statue he looked at. He's very confused. He's going, wow, exactly.
Well, you were saying that they're the Olympian pantheon.
There are 13 gods in it, if I remember correctly.
But that's it. He recognizes that there's something odd, so he's taking a closer look at the statues. He hasn't managed to reach the fire in the room yet to see the alcove, the three.
So, Cetus, do I stop him before? Or
No,
what?
you do hear the sound of the coin sliding up and down the bowl.
So you're putting a coin in the bowl?
He dropped the coin in the bowl as you said don't. Nothing has changed as far as you can tell.
But can you get out of the room?
You?
No, I haven't entered the room.
Yes, you did. You did an investigation check.
I think we're all in the
We're
room.
all in the room.
Okay.
So these guys are Fae. Normally, I would say that means we should never get into a bargain or a contract with them. They take oaths very, very seriously. However, I don't think we can leave the room unless we do take on a boon or a bane. Whether it's only one person who has to do that or all of us, I don't know.
Well, we just walk up to a statue and play the game.
I don't necessarily. I think the handprints have something to do with it. Particularly as you put money in the bowl and nothing happened.
Oh, I'm afraid to take it back out now, so it's going to stay there.
The Fae don't really care about money. They want abilities, they want parts of your soul, they want a bargain, they want something that you promise to give them in the future. They want knowledge.
I'm fully aware of this.
Particularly the dark Fae gods that we're talking about. They want something you care about. So money might work for Merc, but it would be all the money on you.
I like a bargain.
It would be all the money on you.
Yeah, that's hard. I do like a deal.
It could also be his genitals that they want.
That's true.
They're the working tools.
It could be memories, it could be
Which one's more important to you?
fate.
The gold or the genitals?
I can always make more money in general.
It could be
It could be your charisma, it could be
your ability to speak.
anything. So normally I would say let's walk out without doing and touching anything, but
If you do your ability to speak, you can still sing.
True.
unless they take your voice.
Why do you need to word it very specifically?
You generally don't get to choose what they take.
Yeah.
So Cetus, you just said you have a familiarity with the Fae, what would you suggest?
Don't die around them.
I mean, yeah.
They tend to have a fun time with that.
Yeah.
Probably also don't tell their mother that you love them. Not the mother, tell the mother that you love their daughter.
What?
Yeah, I wouldn't do that either.
Yeah. I still don't know what she is, but I'm not afraid to ask. I've lived with her for like 80 years now, though.
So what would you like to do?
I'll put my hand on the handprint.
Which one?
The one on the wall in front of me.
So the one where the ball is? Okay, so
Oh, no, probably.
you see a demon rune appear in that alcove.
Dimitri, I can't read this.
You know it is a demon.
I know it's demonic, though. Is he here?
I am.
Okay.
Dimitri's obviously intrigued by this first action he's looking at.
It's demon, not fiend.
It is
Trying to work out
demon.
exactly what it is.
Do I get any knowledge of that being proficient in occult?
It is a symbol you're used to in most games of chance.
Okay.
Being when you play, they normally use skull, sword, circle, pentagram, moon, and demon.
And what does the demon usually do in a game of chance?
Represents one of the 6 suites of options.
So I just drew the demon card, I guess.
In the middle chamber, yes.
Is this like a pokey where we want to get all demon cards?
You think that if you get a certain combination, you get a reward of some sort.
Okay.
So do we need to find the other handprints, or do we need to just press it 2 more times?
Well, you can see that there are handprints in the 2 alcoves beside the center one. It has been reported.
So are you going to do the other 2 handprints? That way,
Might
at
as
least
well.
only one of us is cursed.
If I take my hand off, does the rune go away?
Nope.
I'll go press the other 2 then.
Okay, which one do you do first? Left or right?
I'll do left.
Okay, as you push the left one, you see a pentagram appear on it.
That's probably good, right? Demon pentagram? Yeah. Oh, I'll go press the right one now.
Okay, as you press the right one, a skull appears in there. And you see a flash in the bowl. And your coin is now gone.
Ah,
Apparently you lost.
So it was skull demon,
pentagram demon skull in left to right.
And you see a line appear above the altar. Meaning you've had 1 attempt, you believe. Apparently you can try
Is
again.
the handprint stay
If
there, or does the
I
rune
touch
stay
it
there?
again without putting a coin in, does it still go?
It does not.
Okay, so you have to offer
ball
something.
This is like a pokey.
Yes, you have to offer something.
I was going to make the joke that I reach up and pull the handle down after I put the coin in.
Yeah.
How many coins would you like to put in?
Ildren, I need more money.
You're not taking it out of the party funds.
Merc will have a go at this. He doesn't mind gambling.
Ildren is not a gambler.
I throw a coin in the bowl,
You throw a coin in the bowl, yes.
gold coin too,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll go pentagram, demon, skull.
Well, you touch the alcove and nothing happens.
Maybe you need to bet bigger.
No, you think someone else is in the middle of their game.
Okay.
And
It
you
has to be
just
seen
put some
as-
money in for them.
Cetus, hands on.
You hand it up to him.
I'll go right, left, middle this time.
So right, left, middle.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one that you appear in the right is a moon.
Okay, I like moons.
The middle is a circle.
That's not a moon.
And on the left, you get a sword.
I like swords.
I know nothing about gambling, so I don't know what.
I don't know what I'm doing either.
And there is a
Tokens
flash,
don't need to.
and the gold coin disappears, and a second line appears in the alcove.
Is it further up or down or?
Right next to it.
Are you going again? I'll throw another coin in for you.
I feel like that's how it has to. I feel like it's probably 3 tries and you're out.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
chance.
It's a tally mark. It might be 5.
Might be 6. You never know.
Okay, so which alcove do you wish to do first?
So the middle, left, right, and then right, left, middle. So that'd be left, right, middle.
Okay. The first one you touch comes up with a skull.
And is that right?
That is left.
I'm doing left, right, middle. Yeah.
And then on the right, you have a sword appear. And then when you touch the middle, you get another sword. And
Probably good.
there is a flash and the coin disappears, and a third line appears next to the other two.
Just need that one more sword.
On the plus side, the 3 dashes are coming next to each other, so you're not building up the hangman's noose.
So-
You're not playing hangman.
Do you ante any more into the ball?
I don't think we're getting out of here till the game's done.
Yeah, I'll throw another coin in.
I want to try something.
3
Okay,
You wanna try
might
something?
Actually, you might do the sort of thing with the talk expert if you've got to play a couple of times, but it's the idea of if there are other people in the room, you end it. Yeah. Right, yeah. So then you've got to the empty things, you're going to be 3 by this first action.
I don't think it's the people in the room, or not in the way that I'm thinking it is, because Merc tried to play the second game and it didn't work. I want to try putting some of my blood in the ball.
Okay. Yes, you put some of your blood in the ball.
And the gold piece that Matt put in.
It mixes with the gold piece.
So that way you're gambling with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Which alcove would you like to touch first?
I just do left, middle, right.
Okay, so
If you leave, you might get extra hit points.
a circle appears
my
in
blood
the first alcove.
No, more
A
circles.
skull appears in the middle
No, I don't
alcove.
like that one.
And a skull appears in the far alcove. And the coin disappears with a flash, and one of your hit dice is also removed.
Can I just leave?
You go to leave, and there is no door.
Oh.
Oh, this feels like a game to the end now.
As now a
Can you leave?
fourth line appears on next to the other 3.
Can you leave?
And it now starts to flash red.
So it's 5 ghosts. Who's my ghost?
Yeah, I'll just do gold this time.
How much gold?
2.
Ooh, no.
Okay, so just do left to right.
Yeah.
Okay, you get a circle on the first one.
Yeah, probably good.
You get a demon in the second.
That's probably not good.
And you get a skull in the last one.
That's also not good.
And you hear a boom boom.
Yeah.
Oh.
And everyone sees Cetus fade away.
Jeez.
Well, got me to go.
So, who's now playing for Cetus?
What?
He's now the ante.
I'm gone.
Cetus is now the bet.
I'm asking Gelber if he knows anything about this room.
He says he wouldn't have come in here.
Too late now, Gelber. You should have told us we're outside.
Well, he said he never went this way. Rooms that don't have exits bad.
We found him in a room with no exits.
It was bad.
Can't work out the methodology here. Just seems like complete randomness.
I think you can get.
It's
you
got
get a weapon.
It's basically Fey Gods of Chance.
It's literally him rolling. I don't think there's a way of gaming the system.
And well, I mean, Michael's going to expect to. There might be a way of me, but the house always wins.
Mm-hmm. I would try to commune with Zerto, but I don't trust it in here. I don't want to talk to the pig. You can talk to the pig.
Well, I have.
And you should hear a voice going, I would love to talk to you.
Welcome to the Pig Hotline. How may I help you?
Can I?
Can we use Dimitri's magic to find out where Cetus is located?
You could. But what magic would you like to use?
I don't know.
Dimitri has the I solve everything spell.
I'm sure he does in his head.
How do I get that one?
Just wait a minute. I just want to have a look at these snapshots.
Won't take long.
Can I cast minor ethromancy to see if I can get any information about the room?
Okay, as you do that, asking the spirits of the area, they do say that you need to win to proceed.
Can I ask them if there's any way I can increase my chances to win?
Use someone else's life.
I say thanks. You know what? I'm going to give it a try. Why not? Throw a coin in the bowl. I go left, middle, right.
And what sort of coin do you throw in?
I will throw in a gold coin. Yeah.
Okay. So you get a skull, a moon, and a circle.
Not a good start.
There is a flash of light, and a line appears as your coin disappears. You have 4 chances left, now that you have started your game. What do you wish to wager this time?
I'm going to put in 10 gold.
Mm-hmm.
All that time making Cetus just from the last 4 sessions.
And I'll go middle,
I've
left,
way too
right.
much effort into it for that.
Okay, so the first one you get is a demon in the middle. And then you're doing the left.
Yep.
Okay, so you get a sword. And then you do the right. And you get a skull.
Total party wipe from a pokey game.
And a second line appears. You have 3 lives left.
And does it take all my 10 gold?
Takes all your 10 gold.
You're keeping track of how much gold I've spent.
I am. I'm down.
I've got it marked down, so I'll be able to calculate it later.
I feel like the gold has something to do with it.
It is your wager. No wager, no play.
Well, can you just not put in blood? And
Well, he didn't disappear from the blood one, he disappeared from the 5th one.
Yeah, the blood was a loss of a hit dice. So Cetus now has 11 hit dice instead of 12.
Is there nothing I can get from the statues around me that will give me an indication of what I need to wager to increase my odds?
You do not believe you have a way of increasing your odds. Because it is about matching symbols.
Yeah. I throw in 5 gold coins into the bowl.
Okay, which one do you try first?
Right, middle, left this time.
Right, as you touch the right one, you get a circle. And then you're doing the middle?
Yep.
Then you get another circle. And now you want to do the left. And apparently you get a skull.
So close. So
And a third line appears. 2 lives left. How much is your soul worth this round?
Can I grab Dimitri and go, Dimitri, we might need some insight here. No, Dimitri, now.
It's not well, this one.
If you turn around, you might notice that our new friend has disappeared, and another one of our friends is 3 lines through 5 to disappearing as well.
We're disappearing in the order that we joined the party. Or reverse order of how
Then it would
we
be
joined
me.
the party. It would be you next.
Dimitri, you might want to help us out here.
One of us will have to end up using
Yeah,
gold.
yeah,
Okay.
Now,
So, Merc, how much do you wager for your life at this point?
Let me put in. I'm counting down from a 50 gold out of my pocket. 20 gold.
Okay. And which order do you wish to go in?
Middle, left, right.
Middle, left, right. Okay. The middle comes up with a demon.
I mean, does it really matter?
Left comes up with a skull.
Dimitri!
And right comes up with a sword.
We're
And
gonna
there's
lose
another
the
flash.
blood.
And there is a 4th line up there and it's starting to glow red. You have 1 life left.
Yes, I don't think I have a battle team to help me here.
We tried saying no.
There's no door.
Yeah, there's no door.
We're stuck here.
Just wait out the timer.
Dimitri!
Yep, fine.
He pays attention now.
They're gambling away their lives. If there is
Well, actually,
any
that's
insight you can give, that would be lovely.
How much does Merc bet for his last life?
Seems that Merc thinks he's about to die.
Dimitri will come over and have a watch.
16 coins, which is the last left in my pocket.
16 gold?
16 gold, yeah.
Okay. And what order do you watch your life disappear?
Yes. Middle, right, left.
Middle, right, left. Okay. Middle, you get another demon face appear.
There's death roll.
Come on, 3 demons.
Right, you get a demon appear.
Ooh, come
We
on.
might actually see what happens if you get 3 of a kind.
I'll try to pull you out of the ether with me.
And it is a circle.
I've got a demon.
And there's a bell as Merc can now see Cetus.
Yeah.
And no one else can see Merc.
Okay. Am I still in the room?
You're still in the room, yep.
God damn it.
Okay, I look at
Can you
I got-
see the door?
Dimitri and I say, "Did you notice anything?"
It's confirmed. I haven't gone invisible or ethereal.
They have not gone invisible or ethereal.
You wasted
Yeah,
your gold.
it made you go invisible.
You die.
Could have done it with 1 gold and a bit of blood.
Yeah.
So, Dimitri, did you notice anything?
Anything is it?
Okay. Watch closely. I go and put
Can,
a gold coin in the bowl and put my hand.
So apparently we are going in the order of joining the party.
At this point, she's betting on Dimitri figuring something out.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, it feels like she needs to do something to protect the party.
Mm-hmm.
Either she's going to go somewhere so she can protect Cetus and Merc, or she's going to give Trellin and Dimitri time.
Okay, which order do you push them in?
Left, middle, right.
Okay.
can we see the rest of the party or just
You
each
can.
other?
You can see the rest of the party and each other. So you get a sword appear,
We can interact with them.
followed by a
Try to
circle,
retreat.
Yeah.
followed by a pentagram. And there is a flash, and the money disappears, and a line appears, giving you 4 lives left.
Another gold piece.
Same order.
Same order.
You get a sword,
She doesn't expect to win. She just wants something to happen.
You get a circle. And you get a pentagram.
That was literally what I just got.
It is. And there's a flash and a light appears.
Okay.
That's nice.
One gold piece.
Was anyone touching the others while dancing at the time?
You get a circle. Followed by a skull.
I'll touch.
So, potentially,
Followed by a pentagram.
holding on to Hilda and Felder's in play, because it's getting a little on.
Yeah, I'll touch Hildren.
Yep.
One gold
And
piece.
it disappears and another line appears, giving you 2 lives left.
Yep. Go again.
Can I try to touch Dimitri's shoulder?
It goes right through.
Okay. I think we'll ghost.
You get a sword.
Not quite ghost, because Dimitri will be able to see us then.
Followed by a moon.
So we're not dead if we're not ghosts. We're just...
Followed by a
I've been
pentagram.
dead before, this feels different.
And there's a flash and it now glows red.
Yep. Another gold coin.
You got 2 times or 4 times?
It only glowed red on after the fourth one.
No, I meant the previous time you guys play.
Yes.
This is exactly what happened.
And in the third one, it is a moon.
Remember when she was telling us that gambling's bad and now she's doing
Followed by a moon.
I'm not gambling.
Third time's the moon.
Followed by a pentagram. And there's a flash, and Martin can't feel what happens to Hilderan. Trellin can't feel what happens as Hilderan disappears. And Hilderan can now see Merc and Cetus.
Can we talk to each other?
Yep.
Hi.
What the hell? Where am I?
I got 2 gold and Dimitri playing next.
I used all my gold to be in this place.
Well, that's your fault.
I'm full of regret.
I said we should go home.
Yeah.
Did you try looking where the door was?
Well,
You can't hear anything.
So, apparently it's down to 2.
so Dimitri's got the circle of whatever.
Teleportation quickly, right?
Yeah, teleportation.
So you're going to teleport away.
Yeah.
Teleportation, certainly not going to be reliable down here, as far as we understand.
Is there anything different about the room now that we're
Yeah.
not there?
Well, now that you're not there, there will be. But you can't do much until the others succeed. Or find another solution.
So there's nothing we can do until...
Until something does one way or the other. Until you're all there, or one of you succeeds.
Do I feel dead? Like, what?
No, you just feel displaced.
Displaced. Okay.
Technically, you believe you're in the Fey Dark.
The real question is, have you been in Scotland where your money went?
Yeah.
Nope, your money's not here. You paid for entry.
Maybe this was the prize.
So next we're going to have a bit of a look around at the other statues having efficiencies from the first one, and just assuming that he probably ends up and got information the others had, basically
I don't know. Part of me feels like the Fey Dark is a step up from the Pan Attack.
You do see them all as various forms of gambling Fey. Which is probably how you got one confused with being Zeus and the Olympian pantheon that don't really exist.
He wasn't listening when I explained everything, was he?
No.
No, not at all. He was too busy interpreting his first statue.
What's Galvin doing?
He is just sort of staring at the fact that people have gone missing, including his best friend.
Galvin.
He's now sobbing in the corner because he's got no money to bet anyway.
Yeah.
You should have sent him through first.
Yeah, we should have. He can throw his shield in, and he's got no shoes.
He has blood. You still need his blood, surely.
How many different symbols have appeared so far?
6. Skull, sword, circle, pentagram, moon, and demon.
And each of the 3 faces have had represented all 6 options.
There has been no demon in the first alcove. There has been no pentagram in the second alcove. Also no pentagram. No, they had a pentagram in
No,
the
there's
first
been
alcove.
pentagrams in the
But the pentagram has all been mainly in the third column. Third column has had something of each. One of each.
The use of the pentagram symbols is not uncommon in gambling circles.
It is the main suits for any sort of gambling in any sort of cards or tarot.
Appreciate. The entry is definitely proficient in gaming, cards and dice.
Surprised you didn't get the tarot deck out.
Okay,
I'm surprised I didn't get out the tarot deck.
Well, by the looks of it, talking to me, he's talking to Carol,
Yeah, let's just teleport out.
Yes. It would seem that this is a gambling hall.
They just cast flying boughs.
Why did we live? Why did we stay?
They think we're dead. They cast flying boughs. That's all it is.
Why did we stay?
It wouldn't necessarily be. The Fae not necessarily like to take people permanently. So, I mean, as long as you don't do anything silly like that with your life and your blood, you probably should be okay. There's a fair chance of just being teleported out to another location. You get to play your 5 turns and then you're gone. The casino only allows you to bet 5 times before expelling you from the game.
It feels like a fade out.
Go ahead,
I
give
really
it a
do
try.
feel like that's a step up from the Hammerthack.
So, do you wish to convince Galva to play instead of either of you?
No.
Well, Dimitri's definitely talking to Carla.
You're just gonna abandon Galva again.
Give him 5 coins.
You probably won't be able to leave.
I'll
until
give him
the
5
comes in here.
points.
Okay.
Let's just see how he goes.
Okay.
Give them to him one at a time. He doesn't.
Either he wins or he
Oh,
gets to
yeah.
go to it.
One
He gets
each
to
turn,
meet with his best friend.
If I'm dead, I want him to be dead too.
We're not dead. It doesn't feel like we're dead.
Yeah, I know what
Very
that's
good,
like.
very good. Or what
This is worse.
actually, up.
No.
My deck was a lot more
If we
painful
were
than
dead,
this.
I'm fairly sure we would be standing in front of that pig as he's trying to convince us to
That's
join his side.
Okay.
That's what
so
I was thinking, yeah.
He gets a skull, a pentagram, and a circle. And one line appears, and he does not have any gold after that point. He puts another one in.
Yep.
Oh, he didn't put all 5 in the first one?
He
No.
did not.
I don't want to give him false hope.
He got a circle, a moon, and a skull. So
Can you feel anything?
he feels poorer. He doesn't understand this gambling stuff. Next time he gets a moon, followed by a circle, followed by a circle.
So,
Probably is.
Did not, and now he sees that there is now only 2 lives left. As he puts in his 4th coin, and he gets a sword, followed by a demon.
We'll have detect magic up on the plane's foreground.
And as you're detecting magic, you basically see the contents in the bowl teleport away.
Go somewhere so I can get my gold back somehow.
And he goes on his last life, and he gets a circle, followed by a skull, followed by a demon. And then he's suddenly seeing the other group, and he goes, "Mark!" and gives Burke a big hug. I was missing you.
So it was the first one skull and circle?
Skull, circle, and demon.
No, the first one.
And
First one was skull, pentagram, and circle.
Circle. I just realised that it's skull and just tried to shorthand it, and I realised skull and sword both start with S.
Did you know that the coin teleported away? Did you notice that the old teleported away?
He did teleport away.
He didn't teleport away.
Though you think more as a plane shift than a teleport. But both are teleports, technically.
They definitely built the immediate use of the teleport system for effect. Like they will teleport to the same place.
Technically, they feel like they were the same sort of teleport,
Okay.
and you think they were basically sent to another plane. You've got planet travel, don't you? What's the worst that can happen?
I'm sure we can contact somebody who does. Probably not in here.
So, is Dimitri stepping up to the plate, or is Trellin trying it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, before you do,
Dimitri will leave us all for dust and try to leave the room without us.
Yeah, he's going to identify a ritual.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all standing around for the next 10 minutes.
He can do
An hour.
He can do them as a minute. So what are you identifying?
Can you do it effectively on the move? Like I said, I don't know to identify.
Yeah, shouldn't be a problem. But we're not allowed to do anything until...
Okay, so as you identify the alcove, you get that it is part of a bargain mechanism, and that's all you get for a basic identify.
What's part of the bargain mechanism?
The alcove, that little hand part. As you don't get any actual things out of it because it appears to be more than a common item.
Well, like I said, Dimitri with his spells can be arcane objects. You can't still identify whether it's actually cursed or not. Not if you know what the curse is, you get a hint of the curse effect, but you can't like whether it's actually a curse effect.
You do believe it is also cursed.
And the effect is to be teleported away, or
To be forced to play, you believe.
okay, yeah.
But of course it may be if you fail you get teleported away as well, but both of those could be curses.
The base of the curse is you must play, you enter, you must play. Yeah, okay. I will, yeah, okay, Colin. Okay, it appears that you have no choice on this thing, so
You
don't
go.
bet your life, and hey, bet the bank. Go on.
No, you go ahead, Dimitri.
No, let's keep exploring. Nothing bad can happen. You have me, Dimitri.
Yeah, how could you risk Dimitri because he's, so valuable?
The
Hey, I could have left him and then he'd turn around and none of us are there.
Dimitri will go for make the game worthwhile. He's going to go 100 gold for each bet.
100 per bet.
You have more money than 50 gold, by the way. We just haven't calculated it.
Okay, so are you just going to do the alcove left to right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so the first one you get is a demon. The second one you get is a moon. And the third one you get is a sword.
Hey, you won that bet. You said Dimitri would go next.
And it flashes and the money disappears.
Gelvin went next, not Dimitri.
Ah, true.
Then on your second go you get a
Circle.
circle. A circle. And how much are you putting in the second one? 200?
200.
You got 2 circles and
And the last one was a sword.
Part of me doesn't want Dimitri.
How much are you putting in the third one?
well, hoping if he wins,
300.
we all get out.
No, but I don't want... I will never hear the end of it.
That's true.
You get a circle, followed by a demon, followed by a demon.
Never. We will never
And it
be
flashes
able
and
to-
disappears.
We'll never be able to...
How much do you put in the fourth time?
You've owned a cat.
400.
Yes.
Do you know how cats think they own the house and they prance around they own the house?
Yes.
But they're actually completely reliant on you, but they will never let you know that.
This is
You get a
We'll be
skull,
giving him the deed to the house.
followed by a moon, followed by a sword. And it flashes and disappears. You're up to your last life.
500.
Can Merc from the other place see this gold go in the bowl?
You can.
Merc is panting. What? 500.
You see a circle, you see a demon, and you see a pentagram. And you now see the others.
That was a waste of gold.
Merc's like, the money! The money!
So you just learned everything that I told you about 10 minutes ago?
And now it's just trolling in the room.
Oh, so yes, I'll put in 100 and 100 and 100 and 100.
Merc's trying to get the gold out of the bowl as he sees it go in.
Surely they saw us playing with like 1 gold, right?
So you get a skull followed by a pentagram followed by a skull.
See, I could live with
2
him
skulls.
winning.
2 skulls, that's pretty good.
I can live with Colin winning.
The second
Otherwise you
time
might
you
not want to fight
you
him.
try after the money disappears, you get a moon followed by a moon followed by a skull.
You got 2 of a kind twice.
I got the exact same roll twice.
You did too.
Okay, the third time and you get a demon followed by a sword followed by a sword. And it disappears.
His followers are going to become gamblers if they see him doing this.
This place will make a fortune.
There's going to be an outcry of pain. Because you know they're watching us, right?
The fourth time you get a pentagram followed by a skull followed by a demon.
I wonder if the pig can reach us in this plane. Just to hear his voice.
Probably don't go less. Still don't say it. But we're probably safer than Repanatha.
Yeah, if we say it, we might
You get a sword
back.
Maybe.
followed by a sword followed by a sword.
What the hell?
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
You get a sword.
Okay, so there is an actual percentile roll at this point.
Oh no.
Oh, gee.
Okay, you see a glowing sword appear in the alcove.
Right.
Apparently you just won.
Can I see the door?
Apparently.
Not yet. You just see this glowing sword.
Okay. I'll pick up the sword.
Okay, as you pick up the sword, you hear 5 thumps around you as the rest of them fall back into the room.
Oh, okay. And the door opens?
And the door is now there.
Woohoo!
All it needed was one winner.
On the last
The last trouble.
Because that would have happened if you lost now.
Thank God it wasn't Dimitri.
Yeah, but as I said before, now all of his followers are going to be gamblers because they've seen that you can
No,
win at
it
this.
just means he's Jesus again.
when we get back to the keep, I'm opening up a casino. What was out there?
And just so you know, there was ability to double the amount in there. To multiply what's in the ball by 10. And everyone gets a boon. Multiply what's in the ball by 12, and everyone gets multiple boons.
So what did...
Just double the ball. Everything in the ball is multiplied by 50. Another just double the ball, another triple the ball, another quadruple the ball. One multiplying it by 5, one multiplying it by 6, and one summoning a demon to kill you all.
So what did... Like, what would Triple Moon have got you?
Triple Moon was basically multiply what's in the ball by 50. And each of you gets multiple boons.
How many different
Good thing.
combinations were in there?
Promise.
How many more?
So what would Triple Circle get you?
13 different results. Triple circles multiply by 10 and a boon.
Did it have to be rolled in order or in any order?
They had to be rolled in order, left to right. So whichever alcove you touched, it still came up as what you did left to right.
Skull?
That you haven't really got all those details. So I'm not going to tell you what every alcove does.
Aww.
So, I've got a sword.
You've got a sword, yes.
Glowing.
And it still glows, yes.
It's a long sword?
Sweet.
Well, let's get out of the room and then check it out.
I mentioned the team I'm injured. I've used some spells. I would lower rest.
And you're a lot poorer than you were before.
Whoa,
So through all of that bets and stuff, are we about 6.5 hours or?
I would probably say you're about 6 hours into the day.
So we could try and get out and fly over the mist and go back to the keep. We could try and sleep, though I doubt we're going to get any rest.
I think if we can get out and get back to the keep, that would be pretty good.
I mean, I've been saying that for the last 4 hours, but 5 hours.
Which way would you like to go?
That way.
What do we think, guys? We're going back to the barracks, or we're going to try and get out?
No, it's
I think we should follow this corridor.
So you want to follow this corridor around this way?
Yeah.
You don't want to backtrack?
I think we should at least go to that corner to see if it possibly connects back up.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Based on the numbering system, then I would agree. See if that corridor goes back up.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
we haven't really run into a lot of issues in the corridors themselves.
Like, I've got a map in my head. I am very, very good at mapping. So, based
And
on
what would
that,
have happened if I hadn't got the 3 swords?
You would have also have found yourself in the Fey Dark and then figured out a way to get out of the Fey Dark.
as I said, might have been better than Rapanatha.
Well, that meant you would have actually have been in Orcus's realm.
Oh.
Orcus is in the Feydark?
Yes, he is considered a Fey Dark creature.
He's a fiend.
He is, yes, and most of the fiends are in the Fey Dark.
Okay.
They're connected to it.
Not as a character, that was a player.
Yeah, well, that still counts.
Because I
pretty
said
sure
it
we
earlier
have-
today as well.
I'm pretty sure we did.
No, the calling the calling the god's name in vain did. The D word, not the O word.
Oh, this is looking good.
Okay.
Can't wait for it to just look back around the room we were just in.
No, because that would take us away.
Okay, so you can see the corridor has looped all the way around, and you can see that there are two doors along that path.
Keep following the corridor.
And
Could do a
hopefully
T
it
intersection.
Yeah, go to the end and just see what's down
turns
here.
left.
At least we're making out where all the doors are and the rooms are. Most
Yep.
likely.
Give me the...
Based on remembering, we've gone backwards.
Yeah, maybe the intent was to hit that T section, go their left, our right, come their way.
Nope. Damn it.
Back around the gambling room.
I mean, who uses that room? Do goblins go in and gamble? Is that
By the looks of it, yes.
This
Might
is
be where all the
dungeon.
goblins are going.
Is it Dungeon Casino?
I mean, why not?
It's a very Trump version of a casino.
Yep.
Lots of unnecessary corridor lengths.
Yeah, who are the architects that built this place?
Orcus.
Yep.
And he's mad.
He does
He's a
look
trickster.
Little crazy.
He's literally a trickster god. Ah, that might be interesting.
As you're following corridors around, it takes quite a while before you actually get anything useful.
I think you're gonna have to screenshot this one for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, me trying to draw this at the moment is becoming very convoluted.
Do you think we're heading back to the main chamber?
Maybe. Or back to that main corridor, which means we can get back into the main chamber.
Or whatever?
I mean, that's the hope. Like, I know Martin's flashed the map at me before, but I didn't pay that much attention quite deliberately.
Yeah, it would be hard to remember all these details.
Got some Dungeons and Dragons stuff for Nikolai because it's his birthday next week. He's getting all sorts of stuff, but I got him a plush D20 dice bag,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and a little keychain, and he's been asking for a notebook for a while, which I don't know why, because he has heaps of notebooks, but anyway. It's a furry one that's got an owlbear on the front.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Because
Okay.
we're coming over here to play.
There's also a few secret doors and stuff, but it is basically getting you all the way around that you can actually see a door to the entrance.
Which is what we want to do.
And there's a door here. There is a secret door up here that Dimitri points out. There is a trap here that you found with your spear.
And navigated.
Well, you got someone who's saying they're stabbing the ground in front of them as they go.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to be coming in.
But that might be a good point for us to look at stopping, as it's at 10:30 and Martin should be picked up shortly.
Well,
That's the skull door. Can we
Is
get
that correct?
to the main room?
they haven't emailed me yet.
The people who pick you up.
Yeah, the crew.
Okay,
That's
well, in
the
that
skull
case.
door.
So do we want to just get through the skull door and try to fly back to the keep before Martin gets picked up?
That would be my... If we can get to the thing, then we can say we try and fly back. That way we can start on the keep next session, which would be nice.
Long rest there.
Get back, long rest.
Okay, I will do more of the map up for you later, but you can get to the door, and between Trellin and Cetus, you can open it with a strength check. As it's a fairly low strength check, I'd be very surprised if you didn't get through. DC 15.
I got 14.
Well, that was
I
not,
probably hit you with a guidance.
and then you could literally get back to the stairs and get out and find out that there's fog everywhere.
Well, I can walk across it, but can we fly back on magic carpet and broom?
25.
I got a
You have no
6.
problems opening it, yes.
I've got that
Exactly,
expertise.
riding the same lot.
You can stay here, Dimitri. We want to go home.
So they could all go back.
Mitch's already home. He's doing it online.
But seriously, if Dimitri wants to stay, I'm out.
In which case the rest of you can fit on a carpet.
Including Gola.
Well, that would be the problem. He wouldn't fit on the carpet.
He can fly on the magic broom, and we can take the extra time for Trellin to...
Yes, you could take your time.
Courier,
Do
backwards
both.
and forwards.
Yes.
Yeah. So can we get back to the keep and have a long rest?
You can get back to the keep and have a long rest.
Long rest.
Does Dimitri go back into the dungeon by himself to find a place to rest?
The nature returning to the back first. Go back to where you come, so we're like at the back through and over.
Okay, so what happens when Dimitri finds himself in a combat encounter with zombies?
Well, it'll have to fight zombies, I guess. Okay, if you blind, you head back to the same way you come, but they're actually being the new areas. He was definitely staying in there, getting up the honey,
Trellin has it.
and you
Before we do a
got.
long rest, if you want
I'll
to
have you.
Dagger and sword.
Jump on the
But
weekend
it's
or
going to
something
have to
again.
be... How many points have you
Really
got?
hard to know if you want.
Won't take you too much because most of your flaming cantrip flames will kill a zombie.
about 57.
So if you do... if you do 2 5th level identifiers, that'll take you down to 7 hit points, but we're about to have a long rest.
So can I do 2 5th level identifiers, one on the blue glowing sword and one on the dagger we found in the boulder?
And I'll have the details for you next session.
Fantastic. Sounds great. What a fun game.
You know, we were very lucky.
We were scared.
This is exciting. This is exciting.
What was that, Jeremy?
I was going to say, if there are only 13 combinations that came out of the 216 possibles,
Oh no, I was not expecting that.
it was only a 6% chance of any set.
Well, anytime you got a 6 in the first and a 6 in the second, you're going to have a result.
Yeah, the actual overall, it's only a 6% chance.
Yes.
I mean, well, if you rely on that, okay, so that means for the sixes, you have a 1 in 36 chance there. If you do the rest of this,
Yes.
And everything else required either a pair or a sequence. So you're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 6, 6 and a number. And any symbol was a number.
216 different possible permutations, and if you have to be in the order, then yes, not much chance of any success or any change.
No, I was shocked. I was getting my... Okay, what do I need to think about for a traversal of the Fader? Like, who can I call on? Can I actually do ascending? No, that's a plane. So, we're all back at the keep. Dimitri's stayed. Hopefully he's still alive.
Well, he's just torched a bunch of zombies.
And you can get in the barracks and bar it up if he wants to look back around there.
That's what he was trying to do.
That's what they're doing, yeah.
But the problem is he's not going to implement his lesson.
It depends how successful the zombies are, I suppose.
Also depends on how successful his long rest is.
And whether or not he's infected by zombie bite.
We'll have to check it if we go back.
Oh, I
Stripping
have
down
turn
naked.
undead. I'm good. I haven't had a chance to use my channel divinity to turn undead yet.
Is that your new dice container?
Yes. I don't like this bag. It's too hard to find my dice in it.
It must smell like fairy floss.
Oh, you
Like,
have
we win.
you have rainbow dice.
This one.
No, there was a rainbow one at the top. That's probably now no longer at the top. I swear there was a rainbow one.
I mean, I've got these metal ones. I don't think I have a rainbow one.
I'm going to order myself some Vex dice because I have Vax, but I don't have Vex.
So I'm going to put it onto in credits.
Got to find out whether these rumors were implying this could. Only one way to do that: experimentation.